is the Gateway to the Game pregame show. Austin Pollock with Mike Monaco to my left, as always. Welcome into the final pregame show and final broadcast of Wareham Gatemen baseball here from Spillane Field of the 2013 Cape Cod Baseball League season. It's been a fun one, but all good things have to end eventually.
Yeah, and it's starting to really feel that way. It's definitely starting to hit us, at least that this is the last home game. It's been a great summer, so, hopefully we can close it out on a good note here and catch some more good baseball.
Yeah, well, let's talk about the second last home game. That was last night against the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. 6-4 loss for the Gatemen, but let's talk a little about the starting pitching. It started with Fred Shepard. It wasn't too bad. It was more just the bats couldn't get that timely hit. I mean, they put up 4 runs, which really isn't. I guess when you lose 6-4, it's considered a close game. It was a safe situation, the save for Eric Eck. But I mean, what do you take away from last night's game? It wasn't a bad performance. It was just kind of like a game that, I mean, two teams showed up and Hyannis got the best of them.
Yeah, there wasn't a time where Wareham blew it. There wasn't a big inning. There weren't a lot of errors, really, even. Wareham didn't have any errors. Hyannis only had one. It was just kind of a close game throughout. The Gatemen were in it. They led 3-0 after 2 innings, but then from there, they just couldn't really get the runs across. The hits were still there, although 7 of Wareham's 12 hits did come in the first 2 innings. Those middle innings against Peter Fairbanks, I think, really changed the game for Wareham offensively when Fairbanks, the Hyannis right-handed starter, just settled down and started mowing down Wareham hitters.
Yeah, he was really able to just settle down after those innings. It wasn't rough. I mean, there weren't any big hits, just a lot of singles. It was just single after single after single. But, I mean, he was able to settle down, and the relief pitching did a pretty good job as well. Now, we talk about, we went into yesterday's game talking about Hyannis. If Hyannis won, they would win the season series against Wareham. They did, 4-2. But, I mean, you take it away, I think the only other season series this summer that Wareham has either tied or won was against Brewster, 2-2. But I think they've got a chance to do it against Bourne. But Bourne, 20-21-1 coming into tonight's game, they're good. I mean, you talk about the hitting. The hitting's nothing really special. It's more, it's really their pitching. I mean, they've got the 3rd best ERA in the league with a 3.01, but they are 2nd in hitting, 2.61. They're kind of just been all over the place, and it seems like Hyannis is a team that hasn't had the numbers, but has found a way to win a lot of games. But with Bourne, they have the numbers, but haven't found a way to have that winning record.
Yeah, I think Bourne is a very interesting team. They got off to that slow start, 0-4, but then since that point on, they've been a 500 team, a few games better than 500. They've been a really just consistent team throughout the summer under manager Harvey Shapiro. They've turned around from that tough start to start things out this summer, and hey, they're going to the playoffs. They're a very good team.
Yeah, they got that playoffs, the 4 seed, Wareham eliminated. Now let's talk a little bit about Max Pentecost. He is the catcher for the Braves from Kennesaw State, hitting .349. That's tops in the league. And now a little bit about Pentecost. I mean, he's 4 for 13 against Wareham this season. He's been able to hit the ball against these Gatemen pitchers.
Yeah, well, Pentecost is a stud. He has 6 home runs, 29 RBIs. He's just a beast. He's doing it, not just with the power. The contact numbers are there, hitting .349. He's a guy that a ton of scouts are excited about, so he has that too. He's got the production. He's an all-star. I mean, what more can you say about this kid? He's a rock in this Bourne lineup.
Yeah, he is batting 3rd tonight. He'll be behind the plate again, hitting .349, the catcher from Kennesaw State, Max Pentecost. Now let's talk about tonight's starting pitcher, Will Corson-Carr. Against Chatham, in that start that was I believe it was last Sunday, or no, it'll be 2 weeks ago from tomorrow. He got that start. He came in relief of Fred Shepard in that start here at home against the Anglers. Shepard didn't pitch well, but Will Corson-Carr, I mean, he just shut the door. I mean, it's a weird situation. We haven't seen him pitch well out of the start. Out of the bullpen, he's been pretty good. I mean, what do you think we're going to see from him tonight in that starter's role?
I don't think I'd delineate too much between starting and relieving, though. To be fair, after he came in relief against Chatham back on July 21st, he did say, there was maybe a little bit more, or a little bit less pressure, I should say, because he came in after Fred Shepard didn't even get an out in the 2nd inning. He gave up 7 runs and recorded just 3 outs. So I think Corson-Carr felt that there was just less pressure to deal with coming into relief in a ball game that was already a little bit out of hand. And to his credit, though, he did pitch terrific in that outing. 6 2/3, 6 hits, 1 walk, just 1 run charged to Corson Carr. He had 2 strikeouts. He pitched good. He hasn't started in a while, so we'll see what we get from Corson Carr, because the last time he started was before that Chatham game on July 16th, where, as you might remember, is against Brewster, 3 2/3, and he starts out tremendous in that ball game, mowing everybody down through the first into the 4th inning, and then he runs into trouble. He didn't even make it out of the 4th inning, gave up 4 runs, 2 walks, 3 hits. It just got away quickly from him. So it'll be interesting to see what Will Corson Carr puts forth tonight, making his final start of the summer.
Well, I saw him recently, just not too long ago. He seems very relaxed. He doesn't really seem too uptight, very laid-back kind of guy. But now we get to the part of our pregame show where we want to talk about 2 players you're excited to watch, one for Bourne, one for Wareham. What do you got?
Well, we've already talked about Max Pentecost, so I'll go with a little different direction there and say Mason Robbins. He's in the number 2 hole tonight. He's from Southern Miss. He's hitting .273, the right fielder, batting second. As we said, last summer he was with Bourne, and he was an all-star. He batted .316 in 32 games in the regular season for the Braves. He's had another good summer, but just has been a little bit overshadowed by the other 3 all-stars that are in the Bourne lineup, hitting in that top 4 along with Robbins tonight in the starting lineup. So we'll see what Mason Robbins can do. We haven't seen a whole lot of him consistently playing against Wareham in the 4 games this summer. And then on the Wareham side, I'm going to go with Will Corson Carr because, he came in having a great freshman season at Indiana. Hasn't started in a while, but his last outing was essentially a start, 6 2/3 and the 1 run that we mentioned. Can he give another great effort tonight?
All right, and for me, I'm going to go with Bourne. I'm going to go with Tim Caputo, the shortstop from the University of Rhode Island. He's 7 for his last 16, and he's 7 for 16 against Wareham this season. I think it was that July 3rd game. That was at Dorrant Park. Caputo entered the game with no stolen bases. Then he had 3 in that 1 game. This guy is good. He's small. He can hit. He can run. He can field. He can do it all. He's like that. He's that little guy that I guess a pitcher was like, oh, this guy's small. Well, what's he going to be able to do? He can do it. He's a very good player. Again, Tim Caputo out of the University of Rhode Island. And I think for the Wareham side, I think I'm going to go with. This is a tough one. I think I'm going to go with Brett Pirtle. He's got a 3-game hitting streak. He's 6 for 15 during the streak. He's been good of late, as is Trevor Podats, another guy I probably could have picked. 3-game hitting streak, 6 for 11, 2 doubles, 4 RBIs. But let's talk. I want to talk a little about somebody who's not in the starting lineup tonight, but it is Adam Toth. Adam Toth is 6 for 12 for his last 12, with 4 doubles and 4 RBIs. He was last night's player of the game. He's kind of flip-flopping that time in left field with Tino Lipson, but he has been very, very good recently.
Yeah, he has been playing so well. It's unfortunate for Cooper Paris that, he knows that he is, needs to stick to alternating Lipson and Toth, so he can't find a way to get Adam Toth in there because he's been playing great both offensively and defensively.
All right, and here is the starting lineup tonight for the Braves. Tim Caputo leads it off. He'll be the shortstop from University of Rhode Island. Mason Robbins bats second. He's in right from Southern Mississippi. Max Pentecost bats third. He's from Kennesaw State behind the plate. Clint Freeman bats in the clamp spot. He's from East Tennessee State. He's the designated hitter. In left field from Louisville, Jeff Gardner. Mark Laird is in center field. He's from LSU. Batting seventh is the UConn third baseman, Vinny Sienna. Trent Gilbert, the second baseman from Arizona, bats eighth. Tyler Caressa bats ninth. From UCSB, he's at first base. And now let's send it inside Spillane Field for tonight's national anthem and PA announcer Dan Dias.
I am Ethan Gross, and this is Wareham Gatemen Baseball.
I'm Tino Lipson, and this is Wareham Gatemen Baseball.
Hi, I'm Adam Toth, and this is Wareham Gatemen Baseball.
I'm Cooper Ferris, and this is Wareham Gatemen Baseball.
Newcomb's 3-2 hits the outside corner for strike 3.
Roney charging from third, goes to the backhand, makes the play. The throw on the first, home draft the low scoop. He got him.
Andrew McGee's 1-2 pitch. Toth on the move, bolts for second, slides in, safe just ahead of the bag.
Called third strike, he got him. Count him, that's 8 Ks for the big right-hander.
2-1 pitch to Walsh, swinging a high fly ball deep to left. That will bang off the fence. Rounding third, headed for home is Lipson. He will score.
Little flare into short, left center field. Gross running back, he makes the grab over the shoulder.
Chopper back to Huffman, throws home to Walsh, on to first. 1-2-3 double play.
And here's your broadcast team, Mike Monaco and Austin Pollock.
43 games, 56 days, and 383 innings later, it's time for the final home game of the summer. Today, the Gatemen take the field for the last time at Spillane when they square off with the Bourne Braves. Thanks for joining us on the Cape Cod Baseball Network alongside Austin Pollock. I'm Mike Monaco, getting set to bring you tonight's action here in Wareham, Massachusetts. A nice 4 p.m. afternoon start on a beautiful Saturday. There were clouds in the sky earlier. Those are spreading away, and it's a good day for some baseball. The season is rapidly coming to a close, and today is the front end of a home-and-home series with Bourne to close out the summer. Austin, the Braves are going to the playoffs, and the Gatemen have just 2 games left, but all the players and coaches will tell you they want to go out on a high note. What does Wareham need to do tonight to walk away with a victory?
Well, I think it starts with Will Corson-Carr. He's got to be very good on the mound tonight against this Bourne lineup. They can hit. It starts with Tim Caputo. He's the shortstop from URI. He'll lead it off. Corson-Carr's been very good in relief. He's had a couple of shaky starts, but we'll see what he brings tonight. I think he's going to be very good.
Well, Will Corson-Carr is the starter, the left-hander from Indiana. Austin, let's get the rest of the defensive alignment for the Gatemen behind Corson-Carr.
It'll be Danny Rosenbaum at third base, Ethan Gross, the shortstop, Brett Pirtle at second, Trevor Podratz at first, left to right, Tino Lipson, Cole Sturgeon, Sean McMullen, and Kyle Schwarber does the catching for Will Corson-Carr.
The umpires tonight behind home plate, Stephen Koneski. At first base, it's Dan Henry. And at third base, Richard Galvin. As Will Corson-Carr is taking his warm-up tosses, getting ready to face this Bourne lineup, which comes in at 20, 21, and 1. 41 points, that's good for 4th in the Western Division. The Braves can't improve their seeding at all. They will be the number 4 seed in the playoffs. Wareham, meanwhile, comes in at 9, 32, and 1, trying to close out the summer on a high note, get to that double-digit win mark. They have 19 points currently, and will look to improve upon that tonight behind that left arm of Corson-Carr. He's 6'4", 215 pounds from Fort Wayne, Indiana, and he just spent his freshman season with the Hoosiers, 17 appearances, 11 starts, and a 1.93 ERA. He was an all Big Ten freshman team.
And his catcher, Kyle Schwarber, also with the University of Indiana, so it has to be a little more comfortable for Corson-Carr knowing who he's throwing to.
Corson-Carr this summer, 5 appearances, 2 starts, a 6.23 ERA in 17 1/3 innings. Pitched in relief against Orleans on Monday night. 1 scoreless inning of work. He has not faced the Braves this summer, but he will face the leadoff man, Tim Caputo, the shortstop from URI. First pitch misses low, and we are underway here at Spillane Field.
383 innings.
Been a long summer. That includes the preseason game.
We have called a lot of baseball.
Corson-Carr, the tall lefty with a 1-0 count. Here's the pitch to Caputo. It's over for strike 1. Caputo enters hitting at 324. He has scored 24 runs this summer. That's the most on the Braves. It's actually the most for anyone in this league not on Falmouth. Inside and low, 2 balls and a strike.
Well, Falmouth is just ridiculous. There's a lot of good players on that team. They can hit. And what about last night? Was it 18 or 19 runs?
18-3 over these very Braves. 2-1 misses low and in, so Corson-Carr behind in the count early to Caputo, 3-1.
77 degrees at first pitch. Blue skies, some big clouds.
And Corson-Carr misses inside and low once again. 5-pitch walk to start it off to Caputo. The speedy shortstop is aboard. Caputo 11 for 12 stealing bases this summer, and as we mentioned in the pregame show back in the second matchup between these clubs, Caputo was 3 for 3 stealing bases. Those were his first 3 swiped bags of the summer. Corson Carr will now face the number 2 hitter, Mason Robbins. And the fastball runs too far inside for ball 1. Robbins, the right fielder from Southern Mississippi, an all-star here last summer with Bourne. He's batting .273 this summer.
0 for 4 yesterday against Falmouth.
Corson Carr will check over at Caputo, who is back easily.
Robbins has 13 RBIs. 8 of them came in the last 10 games.
The 6-foot hitter awaits the pitch, and Corson Carr pumps a fastball on the outside edge for strike 1. Robbins has had 2 very good seasons at Southern Mississippi. Louisville Slugger freshman All-American his first year, and then in his second season, batted .317, second team Conference USA member. Corson Carr throws over to first again, trying to keep Caputo close.
Yeah, you can't let him go off and running. He'll go all over the place. Next thing you know, he'll be standing at third base.
Corson Carr working from the stretch. He kicks and comes home with it. The breaking ball doesn't hook inside, 2-1.
Tim Caputo is that small player who's just very, he's a spark. You're surprised when he's great, when he plays so well.
He's an electric player. Was named an all-star for the Braves. As Robbins swings over the 2-1. It's 2-2 to the number 2 hole hitter. Tried to hold up but could not. Corson Carr looking for his first out. We're in the top of the first inning, just underway. Light breeze blowing here at Spillane Field. And the pitch. Line drive out to left field. That'll fall in for a base hit. Back-to-back base runners aboard to start off the first inning for Bourne.
Well, now you've got a dangerous hitter coming up in Max Pentecost. He's first in the league in hitting at .349. And I mean, he can with one swing of the bat, he can really turn this game and give Bourne a 3-0 lead.
Pentecost also 6 home runs, 29 RBIs to lead the team. That's 4th most in the league. Tied for 3rd with those 6 home runs. He's the big-time power bat for the Braves. Another all-star for this Bourne squad. First pitch, and that's bounced inside, blocked by Schwarber behind the dish.
Pentecost is 4 for 13 against the Gatemen this season.
He was 1 for 3 yesterday with a double, an RBI, and a run scored against Falmouth in that 18-3 loss as Terry Thompson, the Wareham pitching coach, comes out of the dugout. Talk things over with Corson Carr, who has been a little bit shaky with his control in the early going. Corson Carr, his last appearance, as we said, was against Orleans on Monday. Before that, pitched against Chatham on July 21st. Came on in relief of Fred Shepard early on. It was the second inning when Corson Carr entered. The left-hander threw 6 2/3. The length of the start, really. 6 hits, a run, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. That was the best we had seen him all summer.
Yeah, I mean, it really was, but I'm really focused on right now with Pentecost at the plate. It's not, when I say focused, I mean it's really, I want to see how Corson Carr can find a way to maybe get him out or get Tim Caputo, that lead runner at second base, out.
We were talking with another Wareham pitcher before the game, Tucker Simpson, a right-hander, and he said he was watching Pentecost swing during batting practice, and he said he would attack him inside. See what Corson Carr does. The first pitch missed low and in. That one stays up. Corson Carr misses, so he's behind in the count, 2-0. Hitters count for the dangerous Max Pentecost.
I apologize if you're having trouble viewing the screen, maybe some technical difficulties here.
2-0. Fastball misses low, 3 balls and no strikes to Pentecost. We'll see if he has the green light. Reminder, throughout this game, it's the last home game of the regular season, so we'd love to hear from you. Let us know anything you'd like. Tweet at us, email us, and we'll get in touch with you. The 3-0 gets over with a fastball for strike 1. You can tweet at us at Wareham Gatemen. Email us, gatemanbroadcasting@gmail.com. We'd love to hear anything you'd like to say. Runners at first and second, nobody out, and a 3-1 count to Pentecost. The pitch, that misses low. Another walk here in the first inning for Will Corson Carr. Bases are loaded for Bourne with nobody out, and the cleanup hitter, Clint Freeman, another all-star this summer, stepping to the plate.
And Clint Freeman, 3-19 entering tonight's game. And he's played well against Wareham this season, 4 for 12. It's 5 for his last 20, though.
Freeman, the designated hitter today from East Tennessee State. His 16 RBIs are second most on the team. He's got a chance to add to that total right here. We're in the top of the first inning. Corson Carr from the stretch misses low and away for ball one.
Bourne wearing these, they're probably the most unique and interesting and flashy jerseys in this league in my mind.
The blue-based jerseys with the red and white trim. As the 1-0 line drive to left center field, that will score one. Harvey Shapiro, the Bourne manager, will hold up Mason Robbins at third base. It's an RBI single for Clint Freeman, and Bourne is on top early, 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, 4 straight base runners. Corson Carr needs to find a way right now to get these guys out. Maybe get someone to hit into a double play because he needs outs now, and he needs them fast.
No outs right now. Bases still loaded for Jeff Gardner, the left fielder from Louisville. Already 1 run in for the Braves, trying to get out in front of Wareham early. 5th matchup between these teams this summer. The 6th will come tomorrow in the regular season finale as Corson Carr's slider misses low and outside. Gardner, a .270 hitter, only appeared in last night's game as a defensive substitute late. The 1-0 scoots away from Schwarber. He quickly gets to it. No movement from the base runners. It's 2-0. Gardner had quite the day last time these two teams met. 3 for 4 with 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, scored a run, and also drew a walk. He did it all in that game for the Braves as Bourne took down Wareham at Dorn Park. 2-0 fastball misses again. Corson Carr struggling with the control. It's 3-0. He's in danger of walking in run number 2. Corson Carr came into tonight with just 6 walks in 17 1/3 innings. He's got 2 in the first inning. And misses again, a 4-pitch walk. And Corson Carr issues the free pass to send home another run. Bourne out in front 2-0. Still nobody out in the first inning.
Yeah, some bad command problems here as there's already some tossing in that Wareham bullpen. Kurt McCune.
So with 2 runs already in, Kyle Schwarber will go out to talk it over with Corson Carr. The Indiana teammates, a battery here in Wareham, a battery back at school as well. Jeff Gardner at first, Clint Freeman at second, and Max Pentecost at third. The pitch to Mark Laird is over with a fastball, and Corson Carr finally finds the strike zone. Laird batting .262 since the All-Star break, however. In 6 games, he's just 1 for 20. The 0-1 misses low and away. Laird just completed his freshman campaign at LSU. He's a 6'1" left-handed hitter, 172 pounds. Infield in at the corners for the Gatemen, the 1-1. On the ground toward the left side, past Rosenbaum. Gross scoops will fire to first, but not in time to get the speedy Mark Laird, and another run in as Pentecost crosses the plate. The Braves with a quick 3-0 lead. Bases remain loaded, still nobody out. The first 6 batters for Bourne have reached in this one. So it now goes to Vinny Sienna, the third baseman from UConn, batting .137. Corson Carr from the stretch comes home. It stays high, and it's ball 1. So a shaky start for Corson Carr and Wareham as that's bounced in. 2-0 as Schwarber scoops it. Mark Laird at first, Jeff Gardner at second, Clint Freeman at third base, and the first 3 batters already home. 2-0 fastball is grooved in for strike 1. Corson Carr in dire need of some outs. The left-hander comes set and the pitch. It runs too far inside, 3-1.
I mean, if he's in need of outs, which he is, I mean, Vinny Sienna's a guy who's going to give it to. He's got 2 hits in his last 25 at-bats, just 1 extra base hit on the season. He's going to strike out a lot, 30 in 95 at-bats.
3-1 pitch is fly ball out to right field. McMullen back a few steps, now coming in. He will throw towards second. In from third comes Freeman with a 4th run already for Bourne. Gardner tags up and moves to third. Laird stays put at first, and the Braves already have a 4 spot on the board.
This is going to be very hard for Wareham to come back against. We don't know too much about Christian Coletti. I mean, this will be his first appearance of the season, but just based on how the bats for Wareham have been this season, it's going to be tough to come back from 4 runs.
Coletti will be the starting pitcher for Bourne whenever this first inning is over. Just arrived in town recently, a late addition to Bourne's roster. First pitch breaking ball misses high to Trent Gilbert, the number 8 hitter, second baseman from Arizona, hitting at 243. So after the sacrifice fly, there's 1 away here in the top half of the first inning. 4 runs already across for the Braves, and the pitch. Fastball hits the outside corner for strike 1. Strikes have been few and far between for Corson Carr here in the first. Terry Thompson very well could have to dig into the bullpen earlier than expected. 1-1 fastball goes to the same spot but misses a bit outside.
Well, he said before the game, he said he's focused on wins right now, not necessarily whether people are going to get their last outing of the season. They want to finish strong. Can't blame them.
2 games left today. Hosting Bourne tomorrow. The visitors at Dorn Park against the Braves. 2-1 offering the runner off from first. Schwarber will throw. He bounced it in. He hesitated about halfway through the throw down to second. So sliding in is Mark Laird, now 2 in scoring position for Trent Gilbert.
Yeah, there was that hesitation, but I also think he didn't exactly throw it as hard as he could. I think maybe it came out of his hand in an awkward way as well.
Second and third, and a 3-1 count to Trent Gilbert with 1 out. The 1, 2, 3, and 4 hitters all have scored for the Braves. Fastball, a called strike on the outside corner. Gilbert thought he had ball 4.
Well, I thought that was ball 4 too, just because of the late call from Steve Kanaski, the home plate umpire.
Gilbert, the batter, now faces a full count. Gilbert in his 2nd summer with the Braves. 3-2 pitch. On the ground, back to Corson Carr. He looks the runner at third, back to the base, throws to first for the 2nd out. Just what Corson Carr needed, a ground ball on the infield that does not score the run.
Yeah, you talk about how that's exactly what he needed. He also did the smart play right there. He looked to third to make sure that the runner, Jeff Gardner, wasn't going anywhere. He has to get that lead runner. He can't give Bourne a 5-run lead right now.
So the 9th batter will come to the plate for the Braves here in the first inning. It's Tyler Caressa, the first baseman from California, Santa Barbara. Breaking ball hits the outside edge for strike 1. Bourne with an early 4-0 lead. The 0-1, breaking ball swung on and missed by Caressa. He's down 0-2.
Caressa has 1 home run on the season. That came here at Spillane Field.
The 4th of July, a solo shot out to right center field. Corson Carr trying to get out of the first. Here's his 0-2. Breaking ball popped up. Schwarber gives it a look. It's heading into foul ground. It will stay in play, and Schwarber puts it away. For the 3rd out, it retires the side here in a long top of the first inning. Will Corson Carr runs into trouble, gives up 4 runs as the Braves have a big first inning. They lead it. Wareham coming to bat for the first time when we come back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Back at Spillane Field after a huge top of the first inning for the Braves. Bourne taking a 4-0 lead. Will it be enough run support for Christian Coletti, the left-hander from UConn, who just signed on with Bourne? The Braves lost quite a few pitchers, and Coletti will be the starter today. 6'2", 195 pounds from Rockville Center, New York. Just finished his freshman campaign with the Huskies of UConn. He made 11 appearances, 9 were starts, threw 43 innings, had a 5.86 ERA. He did struggle at sometimes with his command. 20 walks to just 29 strikeouts. He will face a Wareham lineup that has been hitting well lately, Austin.
Yeah, it'll be Cole Sturgeon leading it off in center field. Brett Pirtle bats second. He's at second base. Kyle Schwarber behind the plate. Trevor Podats in the cleanup spot. Sean McMullen bats fifth. He's in right. Danny Rosenbaum back in there. Big game for him on Thursday at Brewster. He's at third base batting seventh is Matt Walsh. He's the designated hitter. Tino Lipson in left field bats eighth. And Ethan Gross, the shortstop from Memphis, bats ninth.
So Sturgeon to lead it off, facing Coletti, the left-hander. Comes home with the first pitch. It's over for strike one. Coletti facing a Gatemen offense that has been good recently, especially this whole week, but in the last 2 games, 19 hits, and then last night, 12 hits. Sturgeon drives this one out to center field. Laird back a few steps, has room, makes the catch for out number 1.
Well, although Sturgeon did fly out there, I mean, that's good. I mean, he's able to make contact because Sturgeon, he's been okay against Bourne this season. I mean, he's been pretty good, 4 for 13. He's got 2 doubles, but hey, if you're making contact early, that's always a good sign. You just got to find the gaps.
So now Brett Pirtle steps in, the second baseman from Mississippi State, switch hitter batting right-handed. Riding a 3-game hitting streak. He's 6 for his last 15. The first pitch runs too far outside. This has a very similar feel to the last time these teams met. July 17th over at Doran Park, Bourne scored 3 times in the first inning. Pirtle taps that foul at the plate, 1-1. The rest of the way in that ball game, the Braves got 6 more in the bottom of the 4th inning and went on to win 11-4. Wareham did have 12 hits, but Bourne had 15 and really capitalized, pushing those 11 runs across.
Well, it wasn't a good outing for the starter, Andro Chatura.
1-1 is up high. 2 balls and a strike to Brett Pirtle.
Gave up 8 runs.
Chatura pitched against Brewster earlier this week. A terrific outing for him to end his summer. 2-1 fastball hits the outside edge.
Brett Pirtle 3 for 5, a pair of RBIs last night against Hyannis. Enters tonight hitting .250.
He had the 2-run single in that ball game. The 2-2 swung on, tipped off the catcher Pentecost. The count stays put.
Pirtle's also got a 3-game hitting streak, and during that streak, he is 6 for 15.
Pirtle just finished his junior season at Mississippi State. Batted cleanup for the Bulldogs right behind Hunter Renfro. It was a first-round pick by San Diego. 2-2, that's popped up by Pirtle to the left side of the infield. Caputo racing in, he calls off Sienna and makes the grab for out number 2. So 2 quick outs to start the first start of the summer for Christian Coletti. Good way to get things rolling for the left-hander, but now he has to face Kyle Schwarber, the dangerous slugger from Indiana. Today's catcher who, in 8 games with Wareham after coming over from Team USA, hitting .424. Lefty-lefty matchup, and the first pitch is popped up in foul ground over by the Bourne dugout. Pentecost giving it a look, but it'll be the first baseman, Tyler Caressa, who makes a nice grab just in front of the fence by the Braves dugout for out number 3. It's a 1-2-3 first inning for Christian Coletti here in his first inning on the Cape. The Braves, after 1 full frame, lead it 4-0 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Ready for the second inning here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. It's really been a tale of 2 different half innings after the first. Bourne sent all 9 batters to the plate, got 4 runs on 3 hits. They left runners at second and third as well. Wareham, meanwhile, goes down 1-2-3 against Christian Coletti.
Yeah, he looked very good.
Corson Carr, the left-hander for the Gatemen, back out and has to do it all over again, facing the leadoff hitter for the Braves, Tim Caputo, takes ball 1 low and in.
Yeah, if Corson Carr's command is as bad this inning as it was last inning, we're looking at the same type of an inning.
Second pitch just misses. A little bit low there to Caputo, 2-0. In his first at-bat, Caputo walked after working the count to 3-1. One of 3 walks in the inning. 2-0 fastball is over. It's strike 1. Corson Carr, the big lefty from Fort Wayne, Indiana, comes home with the 2-1. Fly ball out to left field, moving over to his right as Lipson makes the catch for out number 1.
Big out right there. Got to keep Caputo off the base paths.
So now 4 in a row set down on the hill by Will Corson Carr after the first 6 hitters all reached base for the Braves. The left-hander now faces Mason Robbins, who had the single to the opposite field and left in the first. Fastball just misses the outside corner. It's ball 1. This Bourne squad, not a prolific offense, but you wouldn't know it after the first inning. 1-0. Fastball runs too far in. Bourne entering this game 7th in the league with 160 runs.
Mike, we got to talk about Pentecost. I mean, there's something I want to say when he comes up to the plate, but I'll wait till then.
All right, 2-0 gets over for strike 1 across at the knees.
Got a lot of people to thank today. We want to send a thank you to Al Blanchard. He organizes the meals for the players post-game. Does a great job.
The 2-1 just misses cross at the shin, so it's 3 balls and a strike to Robbins. Yeah, Al does a terrific job. The whole meals committee, they do a great job feeding the whole team in every game, and then the meals at the field as well. Corson Carr does hit the outside corner there. Looked like he was maybe a little outside, but instead the count goes full to Robbins.
Yeah, I know. They've been planning a great one for after this game.
3-2 pitch. Fly ball to center field. Sturgeon on the run back, still on the run. It'll get over his head and get to the fence. Robbins is up to second easily with a long double. With 1 down in the second inning, that is deep out to center field. 4-12 to straightaway center, and Robbins blasted that.
Yeah, well, Terry Thompson on his way out right now. I don't know if that's going to be it for Corson Carr. I mean, he settled down, as you mentioned. He retired 4 straight, but that is going to be it for Corson Carr. It looks like the new pitcher will be Kurt McCune. We'll have everything you need to know on the right-hander when we return.
So it is McCune coming in. We will step aside for a moment and come back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network with 1 out, a runner at second, and a 4-0 Bourne lead. Back here at Spillane Field, top of the second inning, and a pitching change for the Gatemen. Will Corson Carr, he is already out of this ball game. Recorded 4 outs, gave up 4 runs. And Mason Robbins, the base runner at second, who just doubled, would still be charged to Corson Carr. The new pitcher, Kurt McCune, the right-hander from LSU, comes in, has to face Max Pentecost, the number 3 hitter. Fastball pumped in for strike 1 to Pentecost, who walked on 5 pitches in the first inning and came around to score. McCune, 6'4", 180 pounds, last pitched against Katuitt a few days back. 1 inning and he allowed 3 runs on 3 hits. Comes home with the 0-1. Hit sharply foul on the ground over by the Gatemen dugout. It's 0-2 to Pentecost. McCune also pitched within this past week when he started against Chatham this past Sunday. 5 innings, 5 hits, a walk, 2 runs allowed. He had 4 strikeouts. Pretty sharp outing against that Chatham team. He looks at second. The 0-2 is weakly popped up into shallow center field. Pirtle going back. He dives, but can't make the play. Tough play there. Robbins heads up to third base, and Pentecost reaches with a bloop single with 1 out in the top of the second.
That was a very tough play for Brett Pirtle to make. I thought Sturgeon was going to race in as fast as he could. He was running, but it was kind of more of a hard jog. But I thought he was going to come in and make a play. I didn't think Pirtle had a chance to hit that one. It was going to have to be something amazing right there.
Great plate coverage by Pentecost. He has an 0-2 count, just flicks his hands at that and drops it into center field. Now it's runners at the corners for Bourne. Braves already lead it 4-0, looking for more. The cleanup hitter, Clint Freeman, digs in. McCune from the stretch comes home with a fastball that misses outside. Freeman had an RBI single to left field in the first inning. Came around to score. Middle infield at double play depth. Pitch misses up and away, 2-0. Braves got 4 in the first inning, looking for more here. Tim Caputo led it off by flying out to left field. Mason Robbins then smoked a double off of Will Corson Carr, ending his outing. And Max Pentecost just singled against McCune. Fastball cut on and missed for strike 1. Good spot from McCune, low in the zone. The right-hander throws a fastball, a splitter, and a curveball slash slider. Came in with both of those as separate pitches, and now they've just kind of merged into one. The right-hander comes set, will throw to first. Pentecost dives back. It's a 2-1 count on Clint Freeman. Pentecost at first. Mason Robbins stands at third. Pentecost 5 for 7 stealing bags this summer. Here comes the 2-1. Fly ball out to left field going down the line. Lipson giving chase, but that'll go foul. Saw a lot of activity in left field early in the ball game yesterday. Adam Toth was in there defensively for the Gatemen, got the start, and wow, he just flashed the leather routinely out there. Made a diving catch in the second inning, another nice running, sprawling catch in the 7th inning.
He's been very good out there defensively, whether he was in center field early in the season. I mean, early. That was before Sturgeon arrived. But back to what you were saying about Pentecost. Talk about the 5 stolen bases. That's pretty good for a catcher.
It's a complete package. 2-2 the count on Freeman. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, but it gets away from Schwarber. Coming home from third is Robbins. He slides and scores. The throw hits into him. And Robbins crosses the plate with the 5th run already for Bourne. Pentecost goes up to second. The runner, Clint Freeman, did go down to first base when Schwarber dropped the 3rd strike, but he is out because there was a runner at first. So 2 outs, another run in, and 1 more in scoring position for the number 5 hitter, Jeff Gardner, as Bourne just continues to roll offensively.
Yeah, they're not showing signs of cooling down either. This could be a long afternoon for Gatemen pitching.
So McCune has the first strikeout of the night for this Wareham pitching staff. Now gets to face Gardner, who walked on 4 pitches his first time, then was stranded at third. Fly ball out to right field. McMullen going back. He will get under this right in front of the warning track and put it away for out number 3 on a deep fly ball off the bat of Jeff Gardner. So Bourne gets 1 more and extends its lead to 5-0. We're through 1.5 innings here at Spillane Field. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 2nd on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Time for the bottom of the 2nd inning on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Thanks for joining us for the final home game of the summer here at Spillane Field. Beautiful field. Good day for baseball. Still some clouds in the sky, but the sun's shining down. Thanks for tuning in here. I'm Mike Monaco with Austin Pollock to my right. Thanks for a great summer to all our loyal listeners out there. It's been fun. If you have anything you'd like to say here on the final home game, shoot us an email, tweet at us. You can also use the chat feature on gateman.org/pressbox. We'd love to hear from you.
It's been a great summer, a lot of fun.
Can't say that enough, really. It truly has been.
Very thankful to everybody in the organization and to our listeners.
And everyone in this league, really. It's just been a great time. So back to baseball. Bottom of the 2nd inning. Christian Coletti had a 1-2-3 first. He's pitching with a 5-0 lead. Facing Trevor Podratz, who swings at the first pitch. A hard hit ground ball to the 3rd baseman, Sienna, who scoops and throws for out number 1. So 1 away for Sean McMullen, as Coletti is off to a great start. Sean McMullen batting .250. He's the right fielder who just made the grab up near the warning track in right field to end the top of the 2nd. Now comes to bat against Coletti. Lefty-lefty matchup in the first pitch is over across at the letters for strike 1.
McMullen is 1 for 10 against Bourne this season.
Coletti got a fly out, a pop out, and a foul pop out in the first. Just got the ground out. Comes home with the 2nd pitch. That's popped up behind us in the press box and out of play. So McMullen quickly in an 0-2 hole. Danny Rosenbaum due up next for the Gatemen. The Louisville product gets the start at third. Here comes the 0-2. Tipped back to the screen, foul as McMullen stays alive. Wareham is at Bourne, as we mentioned, tomorrow night. 6 o'clock start in the regular season finale. Coletti kicks in the 0-2. Breaking ball just misses the outside edge.
Also want to thank, who else? Warren Randolph and the entire WCTV crew. They've done a great job all season producing the home games. It's also great when Warren comes to the away games. He's been to maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah, they've helped us out a lot. As the 1-2 pitch is a breaking ball that stays up, 2-2.
I know he's really been great, and we're very fortunate to have him with the organization. He's been very helpful, taking care of any technical difficulties, and also just producing this great video that you're watching.
Not to mention Gatemen around the horn, everything.
Around the horn.
2-2 is a line drive at the first baseman, Caressa, who scoops it on the short hop, steps on the bag for out number 2. The line shot off the bat of McMullen, but it turns into out number 2.
Also can't forget about the instant replay that he's helped bring the last few games.
Yeah, fun addition down the stretch here for us.
I'm sure you get to see a few more shots of that this afternoon.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We've had some great looks at some of the bang-bang plays recently.
And some great catches, the one by Adam Toth yesterday.
So 2 outs, bottom of the second. Rosenbaum, the batter. He takes ball 1 low.
Rosenbaum had a very good day on Thursday. 3 for 5, a home run, 2 RBIs.
Did not play yesterday. Comes in batting .246, takes that outside, 2-0.
Willie Schwanke got the start yesterday. Most likely Schwanke tomorrow as well. Seems to be kind of rotating every other day.
Rosenbaum coming on strong a bit recently. A home run, 9 RBIs. He sits on the 2-0 and laces that down the left field line, and that's a foul ball just barely. Rosenbaum just realized it was foul. He thought he had extra bases.
Yeah, it just kind of tailed to the left. I mean, that was a rocket. Came off his bat like it was going to be extra bases, but I guess it just missed foul off to the left.
Rosenbaum with 2 doubles this summer, thought he had number 3 right there. He blasted the home run on Thursday against Brewster out to left center field over at Stony Brook Field. 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. That misses high, so it goes to 3-1 on Rosenbaum.
I think this is the earliest start for a game we've had here, other than that first game of the doubleheader against Falmouth. What was that? That was a 4:30 start, I think.
The 3-1 is a fastball down the chute. Coletti thought he had strike 3 there, started walking toward the dugout. It's only strike 2 and the count is full.
Maybe it was a 4 o'clock start.
I believe it was 4 o'clock and then 30 minutes after game 1 ended for game 2.
All right, so 4 o'clock.
So 2 4 o'clock starts this week as the 3-2 hit to the right side and into right field. A single for Danny Rosenbaum with 2 outs, and Wareham has its first hit of the evening.
Hey, what a nice job by Rosenbaum going opposite field to that one. I mean, he continues to hit the ball well recently. It's with Rosenbaum, it's kind of interesting. He'll break out and just have these games where he goes 2 for 3, 2 for 4 with like 2 doubles.
And he's off to a good start today with the single to the right side between the first and second baseman, so he now stands at first. And the number 7 hitter, Matt Walsh, climbs into the right-handed batter's box, the designated hitter from Franklin Pierce. Hitting .245, he was 2 for 4 yesterday against Hyannis. Coletti misses away, and it gets behind Pentecost all the way to the screen. Rosenbaum moves up and into scoring position. It's like a pass ball there on Pentecost, just tipped out of his mitt. So now 1 runner out there for Matt Walsh. 6 RBIs this summer. We mentioned 2 for 4 last night. That broke up an 0 for 9 stretch. Coletti from the stretch for the first time tonight. The pitch is cut on and missed. It's strike 1. Walsh chases a high fastball. Coletti comes down to the Cape. First start today. Retires the first 5 batters he faces. Running into his first little bit of trouble with a runner at second. 2 outs in the home half of the second inning.
I was talking to Matt Walsh before the game about his mustache. I asked him if he noticed Cy Sneed's mustache for highest. He said, before I even finished talking, he said, mine's better.
Very territorial about people's mustaches, I think they are.
Yeah, that's okay.
1-1 the count, the kick and the pitch. It's too far inside for ball 2.
Also got to talk about the players on this team. Great bunch of guys, and they really love the game. Despite the record, they continue to just come out here and grind, and they really give it all every day.
Yeah, Cooper Ferris said last night that he is so proud of this group. 2-1, misses up and away, 3 balls and a strike to Walsh.
Yeah, and despite the record, nobody's really given up. You still see them come out here, have a lot of fun during batting practice. I mean, we heard Trey Killian come up here last night, took the headset away from me, and was having a lot of fun. I mean, they don't really think about the record.
3-1. Fly ball to center field, hit high and deep. Going back is Laird, and he spins around and makes the catch right in front of the fence in deep center field. Matt Walsh blasted one, and that just kept carrying. It's out number 3 as Laird puts it away. Wareham strands a runner at second, and Bourne, after 2 full innings, leads 5-0 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Reaching out.
Kurt McEwen back out there for inning number 3. He will face Mark Laird, Vinny Sienna, and Trent Gilbert here in the top of the 3rd inning. 5-0 Bourne. First pitch from McEwen. Shows bunt, drops it down, roller to third. Rosemont picks it up bare hand, throws to first, and in time. Excellent play at third by Danny Rosemont, charging in from third, and that is out number 1.
Wow, what a play there by Rosenbaum to take a bunt single away from Mark Laird, who has exceptional speed and laid down a pretty perfect bunt there. The only really complaint you could have with that from a Bourne perspective is it was just hit too hard at Rosenbaum. What a great barehanded play.
Yeah, very nice job by Rosenbaum. As Vinny Sienna, first pitch swing, fouls it off to the right. Trevor Podratz gives chase, but it is out of play. Vinny Sienna, a sacrifice fly to right. That was in the 1st inning, and he scored Clint Freeman. That was the 4th run of the inning. That one's too far inside. 1-1 to Vinny Sienna, the 3rd baseman from Yukon.
McEwen has looked good so far since coming in. He's faced 4 batters, gave up that bloop single, but 3 straight outs.
1-1. That's a breaking ball in there for a called strike, 1-2.
Just a tough start for Will Corson-Carr, putting his team in a tough position to come back in this one. The Gatemen will need the offense to really pick it up against Coletti.
1-2 to Sienna. That one's low and away, ball 2, 2-2. Back to Corson-Carr. His starts have been shaky, but I mean, when he comes in relief, he's really lights out. 2-2 to Sienna. That one's twisted off to the right. Trevor Podratz gives chase in foul territory over by the Bourne dugout and makes the catch for out number 2.
Podratz, I mean, if we're looking at this game as a little bit of a reflection on the summer, wow, he has come along so much as a fielder. I know we've mentioned it at various points throughout the summer, but he comes in here as a natural catcher, and they needed someone to play first base, and he has just stepped up and continually gotten better defensively.
Yeah, I know. But when I actually first came into the season, I was looking at the roster, see who we had. I saw that Christian was listed as an infielder. I think he still is, but he's a catcher. Here is Trent Gilbert, the 2nd baseman from Arizona, takes a ball outside, 1-0. Yeah, I thought Christian would maybe be that person to play first base, but no, it's been Trevor Podratz. He's also listed as an infielder.
He's just done a great job over there.
Yeah, Walsh the only catcher. 1-0, that one is outside as well, same spot. 2-0 to Gilbert. Gilbert grounded back to the pitcher in the 1st inning. That was Corson-Carr. 2-0 the count on the 2nd baseman from Arizona. Here's the pitch from McEwen. Inside part of the plate, strike 1, 2-1.
You know, it's early in McEwen's relief outing here, but, you know, Will Corson-Carr came in when Fred Shepard had a tough start back on July 21st. McEwen could do the same in lieu of Corson-Carr's rough outing.
2-1 as Caputo fouls that one back off the plexiglass windows of the middle school and ricochets just behind the Bourne broadcasters up on that platform on the 3rd base bleachers. As Tucker Simpson gives a look up here and waves. 2-2. Twisted off the end of the bat, and that one is foul over by the broadcasters for Bourne as well. Tucker Simpson, a lot of fun. He was hanging up here in the press box before the game. You got to learn a lot about him, his life at the University of Florida.
Tucker will be getting the start tomorrow against Bourne in the final game of the regular season.
2-2 pitch from McCune. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the second strikeout for Kurt McCune. It's a 1-2-3 inning for the right-hander from LSU. Still 5-0 Bourne as we head for the bottom of the third on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network and WCTV. But let's check in with Hillary Bushway. What do you got for us?
Hey, Austin. Thank you. I can't believe the summer is almost coming to an first game. So this happening, we're going to decide to do another trivia question for you guys. As you know, there's a huge rivalry between Wareham Gatemen and the Bourne Braves. So which Wareham Gatemen coach used to coach for the Bourne Braves? Go ahead and tweet your answer to us, and we'll get back to you in the 6th inning. We'll send it back up to Mike and Austin for some more Wareham Gatemen baseball. Thanks, guys.
All right, that question again is which Wareham Gatemen coach used to coach for the Bourne Braves? You can tweet your answer to us at Wareham Gatemen or email us gatemanbroadcasting@gmail.com. We'll be right back on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network and WCTV.
Down a dirty
1-2-3 inning for Kurt McCune. We head for the bottom of the third here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network and WCTV. Tino Lipson, Ethan Gross, and Cole Sturgeon will lead it off against Christian Coletti, who has been just terrific in 2 innings. First pitch to Lipson is a called strike at the waist, 0-1. Lipson checks in at 277, the left fielder from UC Davis. 0-1 to Lipson is low for ball 1, 1-1.
Big gap for Lipson in right center field as the center fielder Mark Laird is shaded a few steps over toward left.
Lipson slaps that one foul off the middle school and on top of the Wareham third base dugout, and then rolls to the third baseman Vinny Sienna. Count will be 1-2. Fred Shepard, yesterday's starter, helping out with the 50-50 raffle. 1-2 the count to Lipson. Here's the pitch from Coletti. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the first strikeout for Christian Coletti, and that's how we start things in the bottom of the third. 1 away for Ethan Gross.
It just swings through the high off-speed pitch from Coletti. A good pitch by him, and Lipson just couldn't handle it up in the zone.
So here is Gross. Checks in at 270.
It's been very hot since the All-Star break. 9 for 23 since Saturday. She continues to see that average climb.
It was 1 for 4 yesterday against the Harbor Hawks. First pitch is high for ball 1.
He's one of the guys in that last matchup against Bourne on the 17th who had a good ball game. He was 2 for 4, scored a run, drove one in. Wareham had a lot of hits, but only 4 runs.
1-0 to Gross. He swings through that one for a strike 1, 1-1. One out on the Lipson strikeout. 1-1 to Gross as he swings again and misses. 1-2.
We understand we're having some problems with the quality of our video feed, so hope to get that figured out, so please bear with us. Sorry for that inconvenience. No, it's not pretty to look at.
1-2 to Gross. That one's high. Count will even up at 2-2. Cole Sturgeon waits on deck. Tucker Simpson having a lot of fun down there. 2-2 to Gross. That one's outside. Full count, 3-2.
Works the count all the way back from being down 1-2. This is what Cooper Ferris means when he talks about guys that just continue to grind throughout the summer. They do not mail in at bats.
You got to remember that Gross signed on with a temporary contract. 3-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Christian Coletti. 2 away in the bottom of the third.
Nasty breaking ball there, dipping low in the zone, and Gross just swings over it. Coletti has been really good throughout this outing, but especially here in the third inning as he starts to tally some strikeouts.
Here is Cole Sturgeon, the leadoff man, flew out to center in the first inning. First pitch swing, it's a strike, 0-1 to Sturgeon. Yeah, Sturgeon, another guy who's been struggling, but Cooper Ferris always talks about how he's a tough kid and he's always out here grinding, always working hard.
Yeah, he's hit some hard-hit balls, but 2 for his last 21 now.
0-1, that's a called strike. 0-2, and Christian Coletti just 1 strike away from striking out the side. Sturgeon calls time. He'll step out. Outfield is pretty much straight away. Pitch, and that one is into right field. A base hit for Cole Sturgeon just over the glove of a diving Trent Gilbert. So a 2-out single for Cole Sturgeon. First time he's been on today.
Just sneaks it by Gilbert, who went to the dive. Didn't have a whole lot of time to move his feet before laying out. Sturgeon just reaches out and pulls it into right field for the 2-out base hit.
That'll bring out Brett Pirtle. Popped out to short in the first.
Interesting. Pirtle batting from the left side here against the lefty. He batted right-handed his first time up.
And maybe he thought he didn't get a good look. First pitch, breaking ball in there, a called strike.
Well, earlier in the summer, when he knew he was facing a left-handed pitcher, he took batting practice, did not feel entirely comfortable, and actually entertained the notion of batting left-handed against the lefty, though he did not do it. This is the first time he's done so this summer.
Pirtle, that one is caught, and it's fair by the first baseman, Tyler Caressa. Great play, just dove out and basically had his stomach right on that first base bag, and the ball just went right into his glove. But that is out number 3, a hit, but it goes to waste. Still 5-0 Bourne as we head for inning number 4 on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network and WCTV. Fourth inning here at Spillane Field, 5-0 Bourne. It'll be Tyler Caressa to lead it off against Kurt McCune, and nice way for Caressa to end the bottom of the 3rd inning. He takes called strike 1.
Yeah, ground ball that was hit close to the bag. He dove, and then it took a hop that spun the other way, so he had to reach back and glove it.
0-1, that one is in the dirt, gets away from Schwarber, 1-1. Again, we apologize for the video feed right now. Some technical difficulties coming from the truck. Working to get those fixed for you. 1-1. That one is into left center. Sturgeon going out. That'll get down. Cuts it off. But a wide turn from the first baseman, Caressa. And he has a leadoff single. First time he's been on tonight.
Beautiful swing there from Caressa. Inside out on the ball and just hits a sharp line drive into the gap.
To the top of the order we go. Tim Caputo, the shortstop from URI. He walked and scored in the first and flew out to left in the second. So Caressa on first. Pitch to Caputo. That one is into left center. Sturgeon coming in, but it is Lipson who makes the catch for out number 1.
Yeah, Caputo just got under that one a little too much. Plenty of time for Lipson to get over and make the grab.
That sets up a double play possibility now for Mason Robbins. He's had a good afternoon so far. He scored twice. He singled in the first. He doubled in the second.
Yeah, that was a deep double over the head of Cole Sturgeon. That was off of Will Corson Carr.
First pitch from McCune is outside for ball 1.
So first full trip through the Bourne lineup for McCune. He's been pretty good so far. Just gave up the 2 hits, a bloop single, and then that single from Caressa to left center.
1-0 pitch to Robbins. Low for ball 2, 2-0. Reminder, that trivia question, which current Wareham coach used to coach for the Bourne Braves? You can send us a tweet with your answer at Wareham Gatemen. You can also email us, gatemanbroadcasting@gmail.com. 2-0. As Robbins fouls that one off the catcher's gear of Kyle Schwarber. Just to give you your possibilities, maybe you don't know who all the coaches are. You have Cooper Ferris, who's the manager, Darryl Maxwell, Ted Regan, Rich Raymond, Ron Polk, Terry Thompson. Might be forgetting one, but I don't think so. Manny Borges. Runner at first is off. Throw from Schwarber. It's a good one, but it's in the dirt, and Gross can't make a play. So that's a stolen base for Tyler Caressa.
Just his second stolen bag of the summer. He moves up into scoring position. Schwarber's throw to the shortstop side of second base.
3-1 the count to Mason Robbins, running in scoring position now Caressa. Here's the pitch from McHugh. Foul back right by us.
Bourne came in 9th in the league with 39 stolen bases. Wareham is 10th, but the Braves already with 2 swiped bags early on in this one.
You know, they know that Wareham catchers have struggled to throw out runners, so they're not afraid. They're going to test it. Harvey Shapiro doing his best Mike Roberts impression. Roberts likes to steal. He's the manager for Katuitt. 3-2 the count to Robbins. Here's the pitch. Foul back behind us. We'll do it again. Still 3-2.
Yeah, just overall this summer, there have been a lot of stolen bases. Last year, in the regular season, the 10 teams totaled 488 steals. This year, with a few games left, it's already at 576. Teams are just running more this summer without all the home runs from last year.
That's how you're going to have to score runs. 3-2 for McCune. Foul back right at us. Well, if you can't score runs with the power, with the bat, with the long ball, you got to play small ball, and that's what teams have done.
Yeah, we've really seen that throughout the summer. Teams just trying to find different ways to get runs across, and there have been a lot of lower scoring games since last year.
Runner at second, Caressa, 1 out. 3-2 pitch to Robbins. Inside corner, called strike 3. Robbins disagrees, but that's strikeout number 3 for Kurt McHugh, and there's 2 away.
He just comes inside with the fastball after working away on the past few pitches to Robbins. That's a great choice to come inside just to catch him a little off guard and tie him up. He gets frozen for strike 3.
Yeah, you said this earlier. He's looked good, and he really has. Here is Max Pentecost. He's been on twice. He walked in the first and scored, as Terry Thompson will make his way out to talk with Kyle Schwarber and Kurt McHugh, maybe try to strategize a way to get Pentecost out here. I don't think there's really anybody warming. Someone's walking back and forth, but that doesn't really mean anything. Got to find a way to get Pentecost, the power hitter, out here. As I said, walked and scored in the first, singled in the second. He was stranded.
Yeah, we haven't really been able to see him in a situation where he can really display his full skill set. In the first at-bat, it was 3-0, then he took a fastball and then got walked on the next pitch. Second time up, he was down 0-2 early and then just kind of had to protect the plate and bloop in a single.
McHugh with a look at second, another look. Now he goes home. First pitch is a breaking ball just on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Pentecost checked into tonight's game, or this afternoon's game, at 349. That's second in the league behind Kevin Newman of Falmouth. 0-1. Inside, 1-1.
Well, you wonder why Kevin Newman is so high in the batting average race. Well, he was 6 for 6 against Bourne last night when Falmouth as a team put together 23 hits and 18 runs against the Braves.
They talk about the night for Dylan Davis. 8 RBIs and a grand slam.
Just impressive stuff in that offense.
1-1 to Pentecost. Swing and a miss. That's strike 2, 1-2. And Kurt McHugh is just 1 strike away from stranding the sixth Bourne runner on second base.
A lot of drop to that splitter. McHugh always talks about it. How much depth does it have? Well, right there, that just drops off the table to Pentecost.
1-2 the count to the catcher from Kennesaw State. It's a school in Georgia. 1-2. Hard grounder foul, and that one hits Harvey Shapiro. Just on the ankles, he stands right back up, gets an applause from the crowd. Appears to be okay.
Pentecost looks down and nods at his manager just to make sure he's okay.
Yeah, he's all good. You gotta say something about the fans here too. They're great, a great bunch. And then they're always, as I said, Harvey Shapiro got right back up and they gave him a round of applause, making sure he's okay as that pitch is in the dirt, stopped by Schwarber. Count is 2-2. Two and 2 to Pentecost. Runner at second is Tyler Caressa. He led off the inning. He singled and stole. Called strike 3, and that is back-to-back strikeouts for Kurt McHugh, number 4 on the afternoon. He strands Tyler Caressa on second base. Still 5-0 Bourne as we head for the bottom of the 4th on WCTV and the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Watch and listen to the Wareham Gatemen on the go by loading the Ustream TV mobile app to your iPhone, Android, or Windows phone. Go to ustreamtv.com or find the link on the press box page at gatemen.org.
Bottom of the 4th, 5-0 Bourne. Christian Coletti back out there for his 4th inning of work. He will face 3, 4, and 5. Kyle Schwarber, Trevor Podratz, and Sean McMullen.
Wareham with a 2-out single in the second, a 2-out single in the third. Just haven't been able to string together hits against Coletti.
Schwarber first pitch swing, gets a strike. Mike, it's about 5:07 in the afternoon. I'm really craving a grilled cheese sandwich. How about a big thank you to Dan Dias, the PA announcer for the Wareham Gatemen. Does a great job as breaking ball to Schwarber is a little high.
Absolutely. Dan has showed us the way up here in the press box, and yeah, he's a top-notch chef as well.
1-1. Schwarber, a high fly ball to center. Mark Laird is under it. Makes the catch for out number 1.
For those of you who don't know what we're referring to, Dan was featured. He was the special guest on Wareham Gatemen Around the Horn earlier in the summer, and he filled in for the cooking segment and made a terrific sandwich.
Just a little burnt.
It looked good to me.
It looked okay to me.
Depends on how hungry you were, based on how burnt it was.
Or how well done you like your grilled cheese sandwiches. Here is Podratz. First pitch is a called strike. Trevor grounded out to third in the second inning.
But no, in all seriousness, thanks to Dan. He's been great this summer.
0-1. Called strike again at the waist. Yeah, Dan's got a great sense of humor and really does a great job with the PA here at Spillane. 0-2 the count to Trevor Podratz. Here's the pitch. Fouls it back. What are you laughing about over there, Mike?
No, we were just reliving the sandwich.
Derek Drinkwater was the host of that show. I don't know where he is today. 0-2 to Podratz. Our grounder to first. Tyler Caressa will take it himself for out number 2.
Coletti just looking sharper and sharper on the mound. Just those 2 singles have been the only blemishes on his evening. A guy that just has stepped right in here on the Cape and looked good.
There is Sean McMullen.
Mullen, his first time up, had that hard hit ground ball at Caressa. It was a line drive that was just hit low, skimming across the ground, and Caressa scooped it up, stepped on the bag.
First pitch to McMullen in the dirt, stopped by Pentecost. 1-0.
Wareham will really need it, not necessarily a big inning, but they will need to string together a few hits here against Coletti to get on the board.
1-0 is inside of McMullen. 2-0. McMullen from LSU. Head back to the Tigers in just a few weeks. 2-0. Slapped into the left center field gap, looking over the head of Tim Caputo, and that's a 2-out base hit for Sean McMullen.
Just enough to get the job done with hit number 3 for Wareham.
I'll bring up Danny Rosenbaum. He also has a hit. And he reached second on a pass ball. He singled just to about right center field. That was in the second inning. Continues to help that old batting average. 2 outs, McMullen on first. First pitch to Rosenbaum as he swings and misses for strike 1.
Hefty cut there. We've seen guys being aggressive in this inning against Coletti on the hill. Schwarber swung at the first pitch he saw, tried to blast one out of here.
1-1 the count to Rosenbaum, the third baseman from Louisville. That one is high. 1-1. Speaking of Louisville, want to thank our very own Hillary Bushway. She does a great job as the on-field reporter and social media intern.
L1C4.
L1C4. Along with Jeff Gardner, the left fielder for Bourne. And he goes to Louisville. 1-1. That one's high. 2-1. Yeah, so it's time to start thinking about going back to school.
Crazy.
You getting excited?
Yeah, it hasn't really hit me yet.
Yeah, it hasn't hit me.
Because I'll have a few weeks before I go back.
Haven't started packing yet?
I haven't even started thinking about packing. What about you?
I haven't thought about it either.
Enjoy the summer while it's here, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Still got one more game, and we're starting to think this is like the last game. It's the last home game. 2-1 to Rosenbaum, swing and a miss at a pitch high, 2-2.
Wareham at Bourne tomorrow, 6 o'clock start. You can join us at 5:45 for the gateway to the game.
2-2 the count, 2 outs. Here's Coletti's pitch to Rosenbaum. High and away, 3-2, full count.
There haven't been a lot of long at-bats against Coletti because, for the most part, he's just been around the strike zone. He doesn't have overpowering stuff. You know, his pitches are hittable, but a prolonged at-bat here.
3-2. It was foul off to the right and out of play just by the handle of the bat. Matt Walsh, the designated hitter and catcher from Franklin Pierce, waits on deck. Three and two, full count, 2 outs. Bourne leading 5-0 in the bottom of the 4th. Here's the pitch from Coletti. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the 3rd strikeout for Christian Coletti. And we are through 4 here at Spillane Field on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. 5-0 Bourne.
It's a 5-0 Bourne lead. We head to the top of the 5th inning here at Spillane Field. I'm Mike Monaco with Austin Pollock on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Kurt McCune returns to the rubber and will face 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Braves. As we begin the 5th frame, Bourne scored 4 in the top of the 1st, 1 in the 2nd inning, and has been held scoreless since. Kurt McCune came on with 1 out in the 2nd inning, allowed an inherited runner to score. Other than that, he has been good on the hill for Wareham. He will face Clint Freeman to begin things here in this inning. Freeman with an RBI single and a strikeout. Swings and misses at the first pitch. Fastball at strike 1. Freeman, one of 5 All-Stars on this Bourne squad. 3 position players, 2 pitchers. One of those pitchers, Jaron Long, has left the squad. He signed a professional contract with the Yankees last week. Fastball runs too far inside. It's 1-1. Long was the starting pitcher for the Western Division in the All-Star game. Had a .30 ERA. McCune from the windup, the 1-1. That's bounced in well in front of home plate.
I think it may have actually got his foot. Actually, once it had hit the ground.
In any event, 2 balls and a strike to Clint Freeman. Bourne with a healthy lead in this one. Wareham bats, though they have a single in each of the last 3 innings, really have not threatened against Christian Coletti. The lanky right-hander comes home, a line drive out to right field. Freeman got jammed, but he laced it out there for his 2nd single of the ball game, and the leadoff man is aboard for Bourne here in the 5th.
2nd consecutive inning where the leadoff hitter has reached. Tyler Caressa led off the 4th. He singled, and then he stole second base.
And that was it for Bourne in the 4th inning. McCune settled down, got a fly out, and then ended the top of the 4th with back-to-back strikeouts.
Yeah, this has to be McCune's best outing so far of the season. Of course, the other one's only starts.
He'll face Jeff Gardner, the left fielder from Louisville. A walk and a deep fly out to right field so far. First pitch, Just misses outside a little bit low, ball 1.
It's very McCune. It's a very interesting situation. I mean, the ERA going into this one was a 6.20, but he hadn't given up many walks, just 6 in 20 and a third. Just been a lot of hits.
Working from the stretch, the 1-0. That misses low. 2 balls to start it off to Gardner. McCune has been pretty reliable recently. It was a rough inning against Katuitt on the 31st. 3 runs allowed in that one, but his start against Chatham on Sunday, 5 innings, 2 runs. 2-0, and that's a fly ball lifted out to left field. That's tailing toward the line. Lipson can't get to it. It's a single as it falls in. Back-to-back base hits to start it here in the 5th for Bourne.
Well, I don't even think Tino Lipson was going to be able to get to that one. It just kept tailing to the right, closer to that left field foul line. But also have to remember, Lipson might still not be exactly 100%. It might be like 99, but I mean, you got to remember he had that injury. I think if I'm remembering correctly, it was his hamstring, but maybe still not 100%. Don't want to really run as hard as you can. You don't want to re-aggravate it.
Battled the hamstring injury throughout the middle of the season as the number 6 hitter Mark Laird squares the bunt but pulled it back. Ball 1 inside. Lipson missed 12 games for the Gatemen. He got off to a torrid start this summer. Still one of the leading hitters. He was still named an all-star for the Gatemen. He's in left field today. Runners at first and second for Mark Laird. 1 for 2 tonight. Pulls back. He was looking to hit there, but that misses high for ball 2. Laird had an infield single in the first inning. And then had a beautiful bunt in the 3rd inning, but Danny Rosenbaum, the 3rd baseman, made a terrific barehanded play. Here comes the 2-0. Across at the knees for strike 1.
Andro Chichura helping out with the 50-50 raffle today.
Chichura had a great start against Brewster at Stony Brook Field 2 games back. Good summer for the right-hander from southeastern Louisiana. As McCune looks at second, the 2-1. Laird lays down the bunt, but it rolls foul.
There is someone, a fan or somebody, wearing a Red Sox Mark Bellhorn t-shirt.
That's a throwback.
Oh, yeah. I think I still have my Johnny Damon one, but...
Johnny Damon was definitely a fan favorite.
Was.
Here comes the 2-2. Laird got tied up. They will appeal. And Richard Galvin, the umpire, says he did not go. The pitch came low and in. Laird thought about it, but held off against his LSU teammate Kurt McCune. So the count goes full in a battle of these Tigers. Runner at second and a runner at first. Nobody out, the pitch. And that misses low. Laird draws the walk to load the bases for Bourne here. Still nobody out in the top of the 5th.
Now, this inning looks a little bit more like something that Will Corson Carr was going through, but Kurt McCune's been pitching very well. I mean, I think he'll find a way to get out of this one.
It's the first walk issued by McCune. He now faces the number 7 hitter, Vinny Sienna, who had a sacrifice fly to right field, then popped out in foul ground to the first baseman, Podrats. He's got the bases loaded here with nobody out. The pitch is a fastball over for strike 1. McCune will be a senior next season at LSU. He was here last summer, made 4 starts before he had to leave with a back injury. He comes with the 0-1. Splitter that dips too low, a ball and a strike. The batter is Sienna, freshman teammate of the Bourne starter, Christian Coletti. 1-1. Line drive into left field, base hit. In from third comes Freeman. He scores. They will hold up the runners at all the bases. 1 run in on the RBI single by Vinny Sienna. That's his 8th RBI of the summer. And the Braves have a 6-0 lead.
And that's going to make Vinny Sienna feel good. He's really struggled all season long, but anytime you can hit it in a pretty good spot in the outfield and score a guy, it's going to make you feel good. You're really contributing to the team, as now Bourne leads at 6-0.
Ripped that one through the hole on the left side of the infield. Still nobody out. The batter is Trent Gilbert. First pitch swinging. He sharply laces that one foul over by the Bat Boys.
Look out, Tuck.
So Sienna at first, Laird at second, good speed. And Jeff Gardner, the runner, at third. Trent Gilbert struck out his last time up. He chased a splitter low from Kurt McCune. Grounded back to the pitcher his first time up. McCune looks at second. And the 0-1. Line drive that rips foul right near the first base coaching box. So it's 0-2 on Gilbert. Kurt McCune really needs an out right now. The first 4 have reached for Bourne. Beautiful day here at Spillane Field. It was cloudy earlier. There was some light rain, but that has passed. A lot of blue in the sky, some white clouds out there. So McCune working here with an 0-2 count. The pitch hit weakly to the right side of the infield. Pirtle over to his left. McCune covering the base in time for the out. But Jeff Gardner comes home from third and scores the 7th run of the evening for Bourne.
Yeah, Kurt McCune running into some trouble here. The 2 runs in. But aside from this, he's looked pretty good.
So he gets a big first out. They sacrifice the run. Mark Laird moves up to third base. Vinny Sienna now stands at second. And the hitter is the number 9 man, Tyler Caressa, who blasted a single into the left center field gap his last time. First pitch misses the outside edge. It's ball 1 as Wareham brings in the infield. Caressa, his first time up, popped out foul to Kyle Schwarber to end that big first inning when Bourne scored 4 runs. The 1-0. Strike called on the outside edge. Wareham with a 7-run deficit here. The offense with 3 singles in this ball game, but no runs to show for it. The 1-1 on the way. That's cued out to left field. That'll fall in for a base hit. In from third is Laird. Sienna being waved around. The throw will come to the plate. The tag, and he's out. Sienna gets gunned down on a nice throw by Tino Lipson in left field. Bourne does get 1 to make it 8-0, but Wareham cuts down 1 at the plate.
Well, that's big right there. You got to save runs any way you can, and that's exactly what just happened right there. You've got to save runs in this position. If your team can find a way to get the runs back and make what would be a very impressive comeback, then that 1 run could really be costly.
So Caressa now the only base runner at first after his RBI single. Tim Caputo, the leadoff man, takes ball 1 high. Braves have extended it to 8-0 with 3 runs here in the inning. McCune with 2 outs, facing Caputo. Last 2 times he has flown out to left. 1-0 on the ground to third base. Rosenbaum will have to hurry. Caputo with good wheels, but he is out at first base. A strong throw across the diamond by Rosenbaum to retire this side. But the Braves get 3 more and extend their lead to 8-0 here at Spillane Field. We are through 4 1/2. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 5th inning on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Matt Walsh will lead it off for the Gatemen against Christian Coletti, Bourne left-hander. It's 8-0. The Braves lead it after tacking on 3 more in the last half inning. Bottom of the 5th. Walsh, Lipson, and Gross. 7, 8, 9 due up for the Gatemen. Coletti just 3 hits allowed in this ball game. Comes home with the first pitch on the outside edge for strike 1 to Walsh. Flew out to deep center field his first time. That ended the 2nd inning. Wareham trying to get on the board. On the ground to the left side, Sienna scoops it up, lasers it across the diamond for out number 1. That's how we started, as Coletti just continues to keep rolling.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, he's got the single to Sturgeon, the single for McMullen, the single for Rosenbaum, just the 3 hits. He's been really good today.
Came in not knowing a whole lot about him. Still don't really know that much about him.
We know he's been good today.
He has been good. He had up and down freshman season at UConn. 9 starts and a 5.86 ERA, but pitching a beautiful outing tonight as Lipson singles to the left side into the hole between short and third. He's got a 1-out base hit, just the 4th hit of the night for the Gatemen.
Yeah, well, it's good to see Tino Lipson back there. He had a very, very good start to the season, and then when he got hurt, and then he came back and he was very good, and then he had been hitting in every game he's played, and then he kind of went into a slump, and I mean, then it was time. It was like, okay, time to let's start working on a way to get Adam Toth in there as well, but. Yeah, he's been pretty quiet. 2 for his last 8 with a double and 2 runs scored. But
and Lipson off. They'll throw over to first. Caressa to second. Lipson slides in, but he is out as Caputo applies the tag. So that is quickly erased. Another base running blunder. We saw this late in the ball game last night with 2 Wareham guys. One a pickoff. One guy got gunned down, caught stealing. The base running troubles continue.
Yeah, it really has. It's kind of been that way for the season, but it hasn't. It's been pretty rough as of late.
So Lipson erased, 2 down, and the hitter is Ethan Gross. He takes ball 1 low and inside. Gross last time up struck out swinging in the 3rd inning, chased a slider after the count had gone full. Christian Coletti just 4 singles allowed in this ball game. He has 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Gross flares this one out to right field, moving over is Robbins. He can't handle it. He drops it, and it rolls toward the fence. Finally picks it up. Gross will slam on the brakes at second base. Robbins looked to have it in his mitt. He was still on the run and just drops it. Looks like that could be the break Wareham needs. The first time they've had a runner at second base. That's an error on Mason Robbins in right. It's back to the top of the lineup with Gross. Fortunately for him, he gets to second base. Cole Sturgeon now steps in. He had the single to right field in the 3rd inning, and he flew out to center in the 1st. Second error of the summer for Robbins in right. Fastball is over for strike 1 to Sturgeon. First time Wareham has had a runner in scoring position. Coletti leans in, gets his sign from Pentecost, kicks in the 0-1. Rolled over that one, Sturgeon, ground ball to first. A tailor-made hop to Caressa, and that does it here in the 5th inning. Wareham gets a runner to second, but strands him there. We are through 5 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. It's Bourne 8, Wareham nothing. We'll be right back with the 6th.
Gets a runner in scoring position at second base in the bottom of the 5th, but nothing to do for it. But Kurt McCune is out there again. It's the top of the 6th inning at Spillane Field. Bourne has an 8-0 lead on the Gatemen. Mason Robbins to lead things off for Bourne. It'll be 2, 3, and 4. Mason Robbins, Max Pentecost, and Clint Freeman. Robbins is 2 for 3 and takes a called strike, 0-1. Robbins has scored twice. He has a single that was in the 1st, a double that was in the 2nd, and he struck out looking in the 4th. Here's the 0-1. He swings and grounds it foul over by the first base coaching box.
Yeah, the error by Robbins in the last half inning was just bizarre. It looked like kind of a routine fly ball. He was on the run, but it just popped out of his glove. He did have it and got his mitt on it, but next thing you know, it rolls to the fence. He had a little trouble picking it up there, and Gross rolls into second base.
0-2 pitch. Low for ball 1, 1-2 to Mason Robbins. Robbins from Southern Mississippi, teammate of Bradley Roney. 1-2. Chopper to short Ethan Gross. Throws, it's close play, but it's at number 1.
Gross so steady over there, handles it easily, and gets Robbins for the first out.
I'll bring up Max Pentecost, catcher from Kennesaw State. He's been on twice. He walked and scored in the 1st. He singled in the 2nd, and he struck out in the 4th. But in that 4th inning, he fouled one and it hit third base coach Harvey Shapiro.
Good to see that he's okay.
As Pentecost hits that one foul way behind us. More interesting sound effects here at Spillane.
Jeff doing a good job. The shattered glass there. Hopefully that didn't actually shatter any glass on a car.
I hope not. 0-1 pitch to Pentecost. Chopper to Ethan Gross again at shortstop. Throw is in time for out number 2. Back-to-back groundouts to short. Ethan Gross has been busy.
Yeah, it's just like clockwork for him. He's so steady over there. Quickly 2 away, just helping out a pitcher. You know, we heard from Fred Shepard yesterday before the game. He said, I have a great defense behind me. I don't need to be striking guys out. If, you know, players are putting balls in play, I have the defense to back me up. We saw that last night with plays made by Adam Toth. And really, Wareham just is a very good defensive team.
Here's Clint Freeman. Pair of singles. He scored twice. First pitch is a called strike. Breaking ball in there from Kurt McCune. He was also strikeout victim number 1 for the LSU right-hander in the second. Down to the count 0-1 right now. Here's the pitch from McCune. And Freeman swings and misses, so the count's quickly 0-2. And McCune flirting with a 1-2-3 inning.
Another quick thank you we'd like to give out there. Linda and Jim McKiernan, they do a great job. Always here. Go to a ton of road games, too. Been just another pleasant aspect of this summer for everyone.
0-2. Foul back. And Linda and Jim run the merchandise stand here at Spillane Field. They've really done a great job. And they're always out there. They're very good with customers and the fans. And
they had the merchandise tent set up at the All-Star game.
Yep.
Linda in charge of the interns, too. Just do a whole lot with this organization and do a great job all the way around.
0-2. Inside, 1-2 to Clint Freeman. Still a beautiful day. The clouds have kind of moved away. 1-2. As Freeman fouls that one back. And onto the roof of Wareham Middle School. When the season is officially over, or when somebody goes onto the roof, I want to know how many foul balls they find up there.
You could go up there.
I'm not going up there.
Why not? You could come up with a whole lot of baseballs.
I
You
could.
wanted your foul balls. That's where you could get them.
I got one at the All-Star game.
That's where you could get them, I'm telling you.
1-2 to Freeman. That one is inside and gets away from the catcher, Schwarber. 2-2. And you never got a foul ball.
I didn't want a foul ball.
You sure?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't go to do you go to Fenway Park and you ever try to get a foul ball or something?
Nope. I mean, I did when I was a kid.
We're still kids.
Yeah, but I just don't want them anymore.
We wish. 2-2 to Freeman as he fouls that one back. Working up a very good at-bat here against Kurt McCune.
Very good battle. Even if he does end up going down, this is a good at-bat because Robbins and Pentecost, they grounded out quickly to start the inning for the first 2 outs. This just extends the inning, makes Kurt McCune have to work a little bit, and can maybe get deeper into the Gatemen bullpen because these teams squaring off again tomorrow.
2-2 the count to Freeman. Here it is from McCune. Foul back right at us.
2 other games in progress right now. Harwich leads Brewster 4-3 in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Mariners 1 point behind Orleans for second place in the East. And the YD Red Sox are up 1-0 on Hyannis in the top of the 5th over at Red Wilson Field.
We'll hear from Hillary Bushway at the end of this half inning as Freeman fouls that one back. Two and 2 the count on Clint Freeman from East Tennessee State. 2-2 from McCune. In the dirt, stopped by Schwarber. Nice stop. So the count will run full 3-2.
A terrific at bat here by Freeman. You know, he had the RBI single earlier, then he struck out. Just putting together a pretty nice day at the plate here as he continues to battle. You can see why this guy was an all-star.
3-2 pitch from McCune. High fly ball to deep right. McMullen going back on the warning track. He jumps and he makes the catch and crashes into the fence. Wow. Great play out there by Sean McMullen. Hope he's okay, but looks to be all right coming back to the dugout, but a great catch out there by the right fielder. And now let's send it down to Hillary Bushway. What do you got for us?
Thanks, Austin. So thank you for everyone who participated in tonight's trivia question. The correct answer we were looking for was Teddy Regan. Teddy spent his last 3 years with the Bourne Braves, and now he's here with us. Now he's here in Wareham with us. So this does it for me for the summer, and we want to send it back up to Mike and Austin for some more Wareham Gatemen baseball. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you very much, Hillary, and done a great job all season. Very lucky to have you, and good luck back at L1C4 as you get a quick look here at the catch by Sean McMullen. Wow, we get a better look at it right there. 8-0 Bourne. We'll be right back on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network and WCTV.
By the river and jump.
8-0 Bourne, but the Braves have a new pitcher. It is Cody Livingston, left-hander from Southern Mississippi. 1-0 with a 4.86 earned run average, 9 games, 8 out of the bullpen, 20 1/3 innings pitched, 22 strikeouts, 14 walks, and 18 hits. So he's had some trouble with command. His first pitch is a strike to Brett Pirtle.
Pirtle again electing to bat left-handed against a lefty pitcher, which he did in the 3rd inning when he grounded out against Coletti.
A 1 pitch. That one is low, 1-1.
But how about the start by Coletti? 5 innings, 4 hits. He didn't walk anybody. He had 3 strikeouts. And, you know, talk about putting your team in a position to win. He didn't give up a run, and he just got into town.
Yeah, he also got great run support. As the 1-1 is a called strike to Pirtle, 1-2. Last appearance for Livingston came on July 30th at YD. 2 innings, a run. It was unearned. 2 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts. 1-2 the count to Pirtle. Here it is. Foul off to the left.
Livingston pitched against Wareham on the 4th of July. He threw 3 scoreless innings, 3 perfect innings. Faced the minimum 9 batters. He had 6 strikeouts.
1-2. Here's the pitch to Pirtle. Low and away. 2-2. To the count here is the pitch to Pirtle from Livingston. Foul back again, so we'll keep on going. 2-2. We also want to send a thank you to Scott Eaton. He runs gatemen.org, the website. Puts the stories up, does the audio with the website and player of the game and everything, and he does a really great job.
Yeah, he's also the other arm. Warren has helped us out a lot. Scott has helped us out a lot. Two great mentors for us that have just helped us along the way this summer.
Yeah, Scott was the first person who introduced me to this team, and very glad that I've had the opportunity here. 3-2 is the count to Pirtle as the 2-2 is dropped right in front of home plate. 8-0 Bourne. Bottom of the 6th there at Spillane Field. Austin Pollock, Mike Monaco to my left, and Hillary Bushway down on the field. 3-2, chopper foul over by Daryl Maxwell, the first base coach. Hoping to hear from general manager Tom Gay at some point in this game. 3-2 is Pirtle, swings and misses. Ball is dropped by the catcher Pentecost. He throws to first to complete the strikeout. And that's how we start things in the bottom of the 6th. First strikeout for Cody Livingston. There's one away.
Just a good pitch there by Livingston to work away to conclude a great battle between those two to start off this inning.
I'll bring up the catcher, Kyle Schwarber. Schwarber's got a 4-game hitting streak. He's now 5 for 19, entered tonight with that streak at 5 for 17 as he takes a called strike. He's hitting every game but 1. That was the first game of the doubleheader on July 30th against Falmouth. He's got an 0-1 count against the lefty Livingston. Here's the pitch. That one is ripped into right. It'll fall in front of the right fielder, Mason Robbins, and make that a 5-game hitting streak for the catcher from Indiana.
Just a hard hit ball. He sees the ball so well and squares it up really too. And then with all that power, he doesn't even need to get all of it to put it in a spot to get down for a hit. Just another hard hit ball by Schwarber.
I'll bring up Trevor Podratz. He's 0 for 2. Sean McMullen waits on deck. Podratz first pitch swing, fouls it just in front of the Wareham dugout, and Bradley Roney makes a nice play. Bradley Roney's college teammate on the mound for the Braves right now, Cody Livingston from Southern Mississippi.
Livingston has been a good left-handed arm for Bourne this summer. Averages just over a strikeout an inning.
1-1 the count here is the pitch to Podratz. That one is outside, 1-1. It's a nice day here at Spillane. A lot of people here. Everyone's bright and happy and cheery. Feels like the last day of camp.
Yeah, there's going to be a nice end of the season dinner after this one. Thanksgiving dinner coming up after the game for everyone in the organization.
Thanksgiving in August, 1-1, and Podratz checks his swing. They'll check with first base umpire Dan Henry, and he says he did go, so the count will be 1-2.
Couldn't hold up there. Livingston has been working all around the plate, but a few times now he's worked some good pitches low and away. Did that to Pirtle for the strikeout, and fools Podratz right there.
1-2 the count to the Hawaii first baseman. Here's the pitch from Livingston. Upstairs, 2-2.
Podratz, a guy that crowds the plate. He's been hit 9 times this summer. He's tied for the league lead. Very aggressive there. He's got a high on-base percentage because of that. The leader on this Wareham team in the 350s.
2-2. Popped up and shallow right. Coming in as Robbins, going out as Gilbert. It will be Robbins who makes the catch for out number 2. I'm going to bring up Sean McMullen.
Yeah, Podratz just gets jammed there. It was a good at-bat working against Livingston. There have been some good ones in the inning for Wareham, but again, it comes down to stringing together multiple hits because there aren't a whole lot of power bats on this team. When we've seen them score in bunches, it's because 4 or 5 guys in an inning are getting singles and putting together runs.
So here is McMullen. Made a great catch to end the top of the 6th. Went back and crashed into that right field fence. First pitch swing. It's a high fly ball out to right. Mason Robbins going back to the track and in front of the wall. Makes the catch for out number 3. 8-0 Bourne as we head for the 7th on WCTV and the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Field on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network and WCTV. 8-0 Bourne. And Kurt McEwen is back out there, but we are very pleased to welcome in Tom Gay, President and General Manager of the Wareham Gatemen. Tom, how you doing?
I've had better days.
Yeah?
No, I'm doing fine. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. Actually, good turnout today. You know, could be worse, I guess.
It could. Jeff Gardner will lead it off for the Braves. Gardner has been on twice. He walked in the first. He singled and scored in the 5th. First pitch from McEwen is swung on, and a high fly ball out towards deep center. Cole Sturgeon goes back and makes the catch for out number 1.
How are you guys doing?
We're doing great.
We're a little we're feeling sad that the summer's coming to an end.
Yeah. 43rd game here, right?
Yeah.
You guys have done a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks,
for being
Tom.
here.
Thanks for everything you do too.
Yeah.
Make this whole thing run.
Well, there's a lot of people that do that, so as you know, it takes an organization. Our organization is up to around 42 people who actively work year-round to do this, so that's not counting interns and everybody that comes in for the summertime. So,
yeah, pretty wonderful group. We've had a great time meeting everyone.
Yeah, it'll be fun tonight. I mean, tonight's dinner should be a lot of fun. We have all the host families coming, and All the organizational people should be there.
There's a one-out base hit to left for Mark Laird, and he will slide into second for a one-out double.
That's the speed from Mark Laird that we were talking about earlier. Doesn't need a big hit to get around and get to second base.
I'll bring up Vinny Sienna from UConn, the third baseman. He singled back in the fifth. So, Tom, have you already started looking at maybe who you want to bring in for next summer? Any changes you're thinking about?
Well, as far as players?
Players, anything, coaches?
Well, I mean, obviously every year you go back and you review what happened this summer and try to fine-tune it, make some changes. Yeah, there will be changes. There's no question there's going to be changes. Players, yeah, we already have a good 5 or 6 kids that we have talked with and are exploring for next year. We'll start signing players as early as September 1st.
Wow.
So
hard to believe that, yeah, just less than a month after the season ends, you're already signing players for next year.
Oh, yeah, I mean, by October 1st, usually we have the nucleus of our roster all set for the next year. You know, we have people all over the country who are looking at players right now for us. You probably met Stan Meek when he was here. He's the scouting director for the Marlins, vice president, and he helps us a lot. And, Sam Neshelman out in San Diego is doing the West Coast for us, so they're all starting to come in with the information.
You said they're going to be, you always reevaluate and look back on it and what went right, what went wrong. What do you look at this summer and say went right and things you want to carry into next summer?
What went right is it's a great group of guys. We haven't had any problems off the field at all this summer, and it's been a joy working with all of them. What went wrong, quite frankly, we signed some kids on recommendations, and they weren't ready to play in the Cape. And there isn't a big difference in talent between the kid who's playing on the Cape and maybe the kid who's playing in the NECBL, except our record reflects that we had some kids that probably should have had a year someplace else.
Vinny Sienna, you saw just grounded out to short here, is Trent Gilbert, the second baseman from Arizona, as McCune will look back at Mark Laird on second base.
I think if you've talked to Cooper, and you guys talk to him almost every night, he'll tell you that this has been a good, hard-working group out here every day for early outs. And have tried, and I think have improved as the summer's gone on, but, we're just not there. I mean, that happens.
Yeah, Cooper, I remember the first thing he told me, I think it was June 12th, that game against Chatham, he said, this team, there's a lot of leadoff hitters. I mean, when you look at it, Tino Lipson, Sturgeon, McMullen, Gross, you can just go down. As Trent Gilbert sends one out toward deep left center,
nice
and
catch.
Tino Lipson makes the catch and reaches out for out number 3, but we'll keep it here and keep on talking with Tom Gay. But, yeah, Cooper was telling me, he said that this is a guys with like the leadoff characteristics, speed, but not a lot of extra base hits, and that's really what we've seen this season. I mean, think that's another thing that may have gone wrong?
Yeah, I mean, we had a couple of guys under contract in February and March that we lost to injury who would have been in the middle of the lineup. You saw what happened when Kyle came in, Kyle Schwaber. I think it made a drastic difference in the way we've been playing. So that's it. You need that 1 or 2 power hitter in the middle of your lineup to set up everybody else. Unfortunately, Cooper's right. We have a lot of leadoff hitters, but we couldn't push them across the plate. I mean, how many games did we lose by 1 run, So it's a learning process. And I mean, we have to, like I said, we're going to go back and reassess a few things, reassess some of the recommendations we got from some of the college coaches. We'll have to think twice when we take a player from that school now, unfortunately. So, and they know it. I mean, they know the difference between sending a player to the Cape and sending a player to, say, the Valley League. And not to put down any other league. I'm not saying that. It's just that the competition is, you've seen it all summer, the competition is such here that 1 or 2 players in your lineup that don't belong here can make a difference,
Switching gears a little bit off the field, what changes do you see coming in the organization or with anything here at the field or anything with housing, any of those things?
I don't think there's any drastic changes off the field. We're going to try to do some improvements on the field. We're working on one project is to get an electronic scoreboard. We have a potential donor who will share in the cost of that. Sound system is going to get updated again next year. That's every 3 or 4 years. They get beat up, the speakers out there. So those types of things. Of course, we have the new field that's still under consideration. That's probably 2 or 3 years away. So.
Where is that field? I don't know much about that. Have you heard anything about that, Mike?
It's actually, if you've gone to the YMCA, it's directly across the street from the YMCA. The land behind what is now the Wareham Little League complex.
The designated hitter, number 23, Matt Walsh from Franklin Pier.
It's a joint effort between the Gatemen and Makepeace Corporation. So they're in the process of building the new Marriott Conference Center here in Wareham, which will be open next spring, which will be a big asset to us too.
Danny Rosenbaum just grounded back to the pitcher. Pitcher Livingston went off the mound. The ball was hit close to the first base foul line. And they flipped to the first baseman, Tyler Caress. For out number 1, here's Matt Walsh. He is 0 for 2.
You guys have been up in the box here. It's a great place to work, isn't it? It's a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
I mean, a lot of work gets done, but it's a lot of fun. We try to keep it loose up here. It gets hot up here.
It does. That is true. Ground ball to the right side of the infield. Trent Gilbert will throw to first for out number 2 to retire Matt Walsh.
Especially hot when you get here and all the windows are closed. It's just steamy in here.
Yeah.
A sauna.
Well, that's one of the things we're looking at. I mean, this building was designed to have a 3rd floor. That may get done this year, and we'll probably move some of the broadcasters, maybe our broadcasters up there, and maybe the scorekeeper or the scoreboard keeper or something up there. But if that happens, we have to put air conditioning in because you would die up there.
Yeah. 3rd floor of this, I can imagine.
I know Dan Dias and Larry Fournier have been lobbying for the last 2 years for an air conditioner.
I remember.
I don't blame him.
I remember when I first talked to Scott, I said, this is the most bizarre question you may ever receive. Is the press box air conditioned? And he said no. That's all I got, no. But I'm someone, I certainly don't like the hot weather. But
well, you guys had a good dose of it, though. I mean,
yeah,
that couple of weeks there
Big
in early
heat wave.
July. Yeah. Ooh.
Lipson gets hit, not happy about it. He heads down to first base.
That hurt right in the middle of the back.
I think that's the second time he's been hit this season. The other one was at Hyannis.
The shortstop, number 50.
I'll bring up the shortstop, Ethan Gross. And this is a guy I want to talk to you about a little bit. Ethan Gross signed on with a temporary contract, made the All-Star team. I think he's leading the team aside from Kyle Schwarber in hitting. I mean, this guy's just really done it all this season.
Well, yeah, but Ethan was here last year, and the reason he was under a temp contract was because we had to wait and see where he would go in the draft and whether he would actually be returning. I mean, we do that a lot of times when we have a player who's a junior and we think may or may not go into the draft or may not get drafted high enough so they would come. Because you can't sign too many kids and then have them get drafted and not report. So that's what we have done with several players, and Ethan's been an excellent ball player for 2 years for us. He's steady, he's a great kid, he works hard, so he deserved the All-Star team this year in my estimation.
Another player who signed to a temp contract. He was signed after, I believe, the first game, and he's really played well, good bat off the bench for Cooper Ferris. That's Cole Stansel.
Excellent. Great kid. Put up some good numbers. We'll be looking at probably trying to get him back here next year also.
Stansel from St. Leo College. 1 and 2 the count on Ethan Gross, the shortstop from Memphis, and 2 outs. Tino Lipson on first base. He was hit by a pitch right in the back.
And Cole was up here for the open tryout. That's where we first took a look at him. And then when we lost a couple of guys, when we needed a bat there, we called him up, and he was willing to come up, thinking that he would only be here a week. So turned into a whole summer for him.
Okay,
Ethan Gross grounds out to third for route number 3. 8-0 Bourne, as we had for the 8th inning on the Cape Cod Baseball Network and WCTV. Tom,
thanks,
very
guys.
much for everything
Thanks, Tom.
and for joining us.
It's been great.
Yep, thanks for a great summer.
You got one more game.
Yeah, we do.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
Back here at Spillane Field. Thanks for tuning in to the Cape Cod Baseball Network final home game of the summer. Thanks to Tom Gay, the general manager of this great organization, who just joined us. It's 8-0. We're in the top of the 8th inning. The new pitcher is Dylan Ortman, and he fires ball 1 to Tyler Caressa. We are joined in the booth right now by my soon replacement, as that's popped up to the left side. Ethan Gross, the shortstop, ranges back into the shallow outfield grass, puts it away for out number 1. As I said, we're joined now by Tucker Simpson, so I'll step aside and give him the headset.
There is Tim Caputo, shortstop from the University of Rhode Island. Does Tuck have his headset on? He does. Tuck, how you doing? How you doing?
Great. How are you?
I'm all right. Ortman's first pitch is high. How's your season been? It's been good?
Yeah, it's been great. About as great as that pink shirt looks on you.
Thank you. Called strike to Caputo. We had Trey Killian up here yesterday. I know he's one of your closer friends on the team.
Yeah, he's a clown. Killian's such a clown.
2-0 hard grounder to short. Gross on the backhand throws, and it is in time to get the speedy Tim Caputo. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 8th. Say earlier you're going to try giving play-by-play a shot?
Yeah,
Want to
give
do
it a shot.
All right,
Yeah.
here you go. Mason Robbins is the hitter.
Grandpa Dylan Ortman gets a sign. And the pitch popped up to the left side of the infield. It's going to be close. Rosenbaum gives it a look. It's out of play. Schwarber takes the ball from the umpire, gives it back to Grandpa.
Grandpa
Ortman, yeah. He's an old man.
How do you get that? How do you get that name?
He's just so much older than all the other guys in the bullpen. He's a lot more like mentally mature than other guys too. So we call him Grandpa. The pitch, another foul ball straight back.
Robbins grounded out to short in the 6th, and he struck out in the 4th. He scored twice. He's got a double and a single.
And the pitch down in the dirt. So what's up with this pink shirt over here, AP?
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of just was sitting in my closet and figured I'd give it a shot. It's a nice day.
Line drive over the head of Ethan Gross at short into left field. I thought we were trying to go for a frat look today at the ballpark.
No, me, not a chance. 2-out single for Mason Robbins. His 3rd hit. He's now 3 for 5. And I'll bring up Max Pentecost. You know anything about Max? He's a good hitter.
Yeah, good hitter. I was keeping the chart earlier. Couldn't get anything by him. He's a good dude, too, from Kennesaw State.
You have the chance to talk to him or meet him or anything like that?
Yeah, I met him in summer ball over at East Cobb and stuff, so he's a good dude. Pretty funny guy, too.
You know any of these other Bourne players? Anybody personally?
Yeah, Matt Gonzalez. I've played with him 3 summers in a row. He comes from a great family. And we were actually, when I was committed to Georgia Tech, we were going to room together, so. He still gives me a hard time every time I see him about not being at Tech with him.
So what's the most, let's see what happens right here. All right, we can ask. What's the best thing about being in the bullpen? I know you were talking about Ryan Riga earlier this season. He would just tell a story and then he'd stop and say, guys, I was kidding.
Yeah. I guess just hearing about everybody's, personal stories, that sort of stuff. You always hear, people talk about how, they were the legend in high school and stuff like that. But then again, you can't believe, I would say 70% of the stories that get told down there. We had a turtle in the bullpen there for a couple games. We had a snapping turtle.
Really?
Yeah.
When was that?
Probably about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow. Give it a name or anything like that?
Nah.
No.
Killian let it go, and then the next day he had a rough outing, so he told him that was the reason why he had a rough outing.
Yeah, everyone on this team has a great sense of humor.
Makes it fun, though. Makes the summer go by a lot faster.
What are you going to do when you go home before you go back to school?
I'm going to go hunting and fishing.
There you go.
Spend some time out on the boat. And just spend some quality family time. It'll be the first time I've been home without my brother being there in 18, 19 years. So.
Your brother's going to play football at Ole Miss, right?
Mississippi State.
Mississippi State.
Yeah, he enrolled, I guess it was about 4 weeks ago, and they had their first day of full practice yesterday. Ground ball to Rosenbaum at third. On to Podratz at first, and that's the inning.
Nice job by Tucker Simpson. 8-0 Bourne as we head for the bottom of the 8th on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network and WC TV.
Austin Pollock here. Glad you could join us, and thanks for tuning in. A reminder, you can email us, gatemanbroadcasting@gmail.com, or tweet at us at Wareham Gatemen if you have anything you'd like to say here. As the summer comes to a close, tomorrow the regular season finale over at Doran Park against these Braves, who right now have an 8-0 lead against Wareham. Cody Livingston still on in relief, his third inning on the hill about to begin. Against leadoff man Cole Sturgeon, swings at the first pitch. Grounds it at the first baseman Caressa for out number 1. Second time Sturgeon has grounded out to Caressa in this ballgame. Did so in his last at-bat in the 5th inning. The 1 away as Brett Pirtle steps in, again choosing to bat left-handed. Last time up, Pirtle struck out. He also grounded out to first and popped out to short. And a slow day offensively for the Gatemen. 5 hits on the board for the Gatemen, but no runs to show for it, as that's a breaking ball over the outside edge for strike 1. So Austin, how did Tucker Simpson do?
He did a very good job.
Heard he actually called some plays too. That one hits Brett Pirtle. Second batter hit by a pitch by Livingston here in as many innings. Livingston was hit in the 7th. Pirtle wears that breaking ball off his hip, and a runner aboard for the Gatemen with 1 out. But back to Tucker Simpson.
Yeah, I learned a lot. He told me that there was a turtle in the bullpen.
A pet turtle?
Or just a snapping turtle.
So they have not kept it as their pet yet?
No.
The batter here is Kyle Schwarber, off speed to start it out from Livingston, in there for strike 1.
But he said that Trey Killian let it go and then had a bad start. So he blamed his bad start on the turtle.
That is pretty remarkable. I have not seen any turtles in the press box.
Yeah, wow, thank God we haven't seen turtles in the press box. But, yeah, I wish I got out to the bullpen to see the turtle. I wish they told me or something. Talked about my pink shirt.
0-2 the count on Kyle Schwarber, who singled to right field his last time up. 1 out and a man at first. The pitch. Fastball with that goes by. Schwarber watches it. It's ball 1, just missed. It's quite the nice pink shirt you got. Tucker was not a fan, though?
No, he was. He liked it. Thought it was frat day at the ballpark.
The 1-2 pitch. Bounced in the dirt. It gets away from Pentecost. Pirtle scoots up to second and into scoring position for the Gatemen. Just the second time tonight Wareham has had a runner reach second base. Danny Rosenbaum singled and moved up to second in the 2nd inning on a pass ball. This one, I believe, will go as a wild pitch, charged to Livingston. So Pirtle leads off of second. And the count is 2-2 on Kyle Schwarber. Here's the pitch. Up and away. It's ball 3, and the count goes full. Full count on Schwarber. He waits. Here's the pitch. It's popped up. That'll go foul back behind us and out of play. Full count runner at second, one out. The pitch. In the hole on the right side, into right field. Pirtle will get held up at third base as a strong throw comes in from Mason Robbins. It was up the line. So a one-out single for Kyle Schwarber, his second in as many at-bats, and it's runners at the corners for Wareham. And a pinch hitter stepping to the plate. Bradley Roney will hit for Trevor Podrats here in the last of the 8th inning.
Bradley Roney's got a lot of power in his bat. We've seen it in batting practice. I saw at least 2 home runs in batting practice earlier. He usually hits 2 or more home runs in batting practice. We just haven't really seen it in a game.
So Roney to pinch hit for Podrats, who had been 0 for 3. Roney 6 for 42 on the summer with a double as he takes strike 1, low in the zone. Roney has 3 RBIs. Last time he was in the lineup as a hitter in game 1 of the doubleheader against Falmouth on Tuesday. Roney 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts, and he was hit by a pitch. The two-way player from Southern Mississippi facing his college teammate as the 0-1 is a fastball across right below the shoulders. It's ball 1. Livingston came on in relief of Christian Coletti, making his first appearance of the summer for the Braves. 5 scoreless innings for the Southpaw. Livingston's 1-1, a high fly ball that's popped up to the left side. That'll get out of play. Roney just missing that one.
Almost hit an intern.
The Gatemen looking to get on the board here against the Braves, who have an 8-0 lead. Bourne scored 4 times in the first inning and another one in the second inning. They chased Will Corson Carr from the ball game in that second frame. They got 3 more in the 5th. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball called strike 3. Roney watches it go by. A terrific pitch there from Livingston as he gets a big out, number 2.
Yeah, that is a big out right there for Livingston. He needed it because he's got a runner on third base, and you want to end this inning without allowing any runs to score.
So now 2 away. Runners still at the corners for Wareham as the Gatemen try to get on the board. The hitter is Sean McMullen. He had a bloop single in the 4th, flew out to right field, and grounded out to first. First pitch, breaking ball off the end of the bat toward the shortstop, Caputo, who picks it up and fires on to first in time for the out to retire the side. Livingston strands runners at first and third. The Gatemen again come up empty. It's 8-0 after 8 full at Spillane Field. We will head to the 9th inning on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Beautiful evening in Wareham, Massachusetts. Bourne with an 8-0 lead over the Gatemen. Dylan Ortman, the right-hander from Auburn, back out on the hill. Came on in the 8th inning. He relieved Kurt McCune, who went 5 2/3 in relief.
Number 19, Clint Freeman from East Tennessee State.
Ortman in the 8th inning got a pop out, a ground out, allowed a bloop single, and then got a ground out to close it out. He will face 4, 5, and 6, starting with the designated hitter Clint Freeman. It's a pair of singles and runs scored in this ball game. First pitch swinging, he pops it up on the infield to the right side. Roney, who's in at first base, comes in, makes the grab for a quick first out. Roney replacing Podrats defensively. Podrats was pinch hit for by Roney in the last half inning. Roney's second action at first base defensively this summer.
Well, I think Dylan Ortman's going to get out of this inning, and then when Wareham comes to bat in the bottom of the 9th, they're going to have to do their best Red Sox impression from the other night. Was it 6 runs in the bottom of the 9th?
Terrific comeback effort. Wareham, like you said, will need one here tonight as Jeff Gardner, the number 5 hitter, digs in. Flew out to deep center field his last time. He walked his first time up, then flew out to right field and also singled and scored in the 5th inning. Shadows creeping out toward the mound here as the pitch is a fastball high from Ortman for ball 1. Ortman throws a 2-seam fastball, a slider, and a changeup. Had a good summer here with the Gatemen. Slider comes inside and gets the corner for strike 2. Ortman last pitched against Catuit. 3 innings, gave up 1 run. He had 6 strikeouts. That was the best he had looked all summer. 1-2 stays up with the fastball, 2-2. Cooper Ferris was very pleased with Ortman's outing. Dylan himself thought he pitched really well on the hill. It was a great relief appearance for him.
Yeah, he's been good lately.
2-2 is popped up. Schwarber gives it a look, but that'll get out of play. Behind the press box there, as you can see, a bunch of youngsters give it a chase. Lucky souvenir.
I was lucky, was it last weekend, last Saturday? The All-Star game. Got that foul ball. Got my summer souvenir.
The long-awaited one. 2-2 comes inside, and it hits Gardner on the leg. He wears that one, trots on down to first base, and is aboard with a one-out base runner here for the Braves. We're in the top of the 9th inning. Let us know who you think today's Wareham player of the game should be by emailing us, gatemanbroadcasting@gmail.com. You can also tweet at us at Wareham Gatemen, or let us know anything else you'd like to say as well, as this is the final home game for Wareham this summer at Spillane Field. The hitter is Mark Laird, and Ortman's first pitch is a fastball over for strike one. Laird has had a good day today, an infield single in the first, a bunt bid that he was actually gunned down on in the third. He walked and scored in the fifth and doubled his last time up in the seventh. The 0-1 hit sharply into center field. The night continues for Mark Laird, a good one with a one-out single up the middle. The center fielder continues to hit. He's now 3 for 4.
Yeah, he's been on 4 times. He also walked in the 5th.
So now runners at first and second for Bourne, looking to add to this 8-0 lead. Vinny Sienna, the hitter, got a 1-for-3 ball game going. Takes a pitch outside for ball 1. Sienna had a sacrifice fly in the first, popped out in foul ground to first base in the third, an RBI single in the fifth, and a ground out to short. 1 out. Hit on the ground left side. Rosenbaum dives, but he can't get to it. They will hold up Jeff Gardner at third base. Another single here. Back-to-back base knocks for the Braves, and Bourne has the bases loaded.
Well, after Gardner was hit by a pitch, I was going to say that it's a good opportunity to get the double play, but the problem is Mark Laird has speed, so anything that was hit on the ground he would probably be able to beat out. But now you've got the bases loaded with 1 out, but you can also get a double play with a force at any base, including home.
So that's the 14th hit of the ball game for the Braves. Now send Trent Gilbert to the plate. He's 0 for 4. First pitch swinging, and he cuts at the fastball and misses, strike 1. Gilbert, like we said, 0 for 4, but did have an RBI ground out back in the 5th inning. Struck out once in the 3rd. Ortman on in relief of Kurt McCune, and he throws the 0-1. It's fouled off the end of the bat. Nice catch made there as it bounced off the middle school. Quickly 0-2 on Trent Gilbert, the second baseman from Arizona.
That fan just gave the ball back to the bat boy. Not something you see every day.
He didn't want the souvenir, apparently. I know you
His
think
loss.
that's crazy.
His loss. His loss.
Ortman sets in the 0-2. That's popped up in to shallow left field. Gross racing out. He makes the catch. Will throw to second. Back in time is Mark Laird. Gross makes the grab for the second out here in the 9th.
Yeah, well, Gross just had to throw to second to see if he can get anything. I didn't think he was going to have a play at anything, but never know.
So now Tyler Caressa, the number 9 hitter, digs into the box. 2 for 4 with an RBI. He had that RBI base hit to left field in the 5th inning. Last time up was in the 8th inning. He was the first batter Dylan Ortman faced. He popped out to shortstop, and Ethan Gross made the catch in shallow left. The first pitch is a fastball over for strike 1. Reminder, Wareham back in action tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Join us at 5:45 for the gateway to the game. Ortman kicks and the pitch. Hit weakly off the end of the bat. Gross makes the catch on the soft line drive to end it here in the top of the 9th inning. Bourne leaves the bases loaded as Ortman works out of danger. We will head to the bottom of the 9th inning. 8-0 Bourne leads, and Wareham needs a huge comeback here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Bottom of the 9th inning, Wareham down to its final 3 outs. Bourne leads it it 8-0 here at Spillane Field. Mike Monaco with Austin Pollock on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Gatemen, and a new pitcher on for Bourne. It's the third of the evening. The right-hander Will Cox, 6'4", 230 pounds, just finished his sophomore season at Mississippi State. Danny Rosenbaum, the batter. And the first pitch from Cox, sidearm delivery there. It misses low and in for ball 1. Rosenbaum singled in the second inning, struck out, and then grounded back to the pitcher his last time up. Cox from the stretch comes home, gets the inside corner. It's strike 1. 9th appearance of the summer for Will Cox. A 7.36 ERA in 11 innings, 9 runs allowed. Pitched against Catuit on Thursday, a scoreless inning, in which he struck out all 3 Kettleers that he faced, and he got the save in that ball game. Has not appeared against Wareham this summer. The 1-1. That's over and across. Letter high for strike 2 to Rosenbaum. Matt Walsh on deck for the Gatemen, trying to mount a comeback effort. No runs, 6 hits for Wareham. The 1-2 pitch, and Rosenbaum flails at that, strike 3. Cox comes into the ball game, and first batter he faces, he strikes out Danny Rosenbaum for out number 1.
Well, Wareham now down just to the last 2 outs of the season here at home.
So Matt Walsh comes to the plate 0 for 3, flew out to center, grounded out to third, and then second base. Tonight's designated hitter. Cut on and missed at the first pitch. Will Cox this past season for Mississippi State, 18 appearances, 4 of those were starts, a 2.45 ERA in just under 30 innings. The 0-1 offering is over and gets the outside edge. Quickly down, 0-2 is Matt Walsh. Tino Lipson on deck. He's the number 8 hitter for the Gatemen. The 0-2. Ground ball hit to third. Sienna goes down, comes up, and fires across for the second out of the inning. And Wareham now 1 out away from going down to Bourne.
The left fielder, number 10, Tino
Well,
Lipson from Cal Davis.
see what happens here, but it's been a great season at home. I mean, it's been a lot of fun. Been a lot of fun coming to these games.
So the batter will be Tino Lipson, who was hit by a pitch his last time, singled in the 5th inning and struck out in the 3rd. Cox from the stretch comes home, and Lipson fouls off the first pitch. Yeah. 0-1 the count on Lipson, the left-handed hitter from UC Davis. Overhand delivery there from Cox, and it's fouled off, 0-2. Cox also, in addition to throwing that sidearm delivery, it's actually a little less than from directly the side. Goes with a more overhand delivery. That was the first time we've seen that tonight. No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch, that's lifted to the left, and it'll get out of play, so the count stays at 0-2. Lipson waves his bat. Wareham down to the last strike. Bourne looking to get back to 500. The pitch from Cox. Lipson tips it foul at a fastball that was outside. Bourne with a win improves to 21-21-1. Looking to close it out here. The Gatemen would fall to 9-33-1. Cox comes set right at the belt. Here's the pitch. Misses low and away. It's ball 1. If Lipson can extend this ball game, Ethan Gross would be next. The pitch from Cox runs too far outside as the fastball tails away. 2-2. Lipson begins to work his way back. Tall right-hander looks in at his catcher, Pentecost. Looking to close out this ball game. The pitch. And Lipson just continues to battle, tips it back.
Gotta like the cleats for Cox as well.
Very similar to what we saw Brett Pirtle wear all summer.
You know, Brett's are like, I think have like a gray base with the yellow stripes or something, but Cox is like the yellow everything.
Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3, that does it. Will Cox strikes out Tino Lipson to end the ball game, and Bourne comes into Spillane Field and walks out with an 8-0 win over Wareham. The Braves put it together in game 1 of the home and home. Terrific effort all the way around, Austin.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the pitching from Kurt McCune was really the best. I think it gave his team the best chance to win. Just after what happened with Will Corson Carr, but it was a struggle, but not a good way to go out for the end of the season.
So that does it here from Spillane Field. We'll step aside, be right back in a moment with the Wareham Wrap post-game shows. Shoot us an email, gatemanbroadcasting@gmail.com, or tweet at us at Wareham Gatemen with anything you'd like to let us know. We will not have a player of the game interview coming up during this post-game show. They have to meet with their host families, a really great moment for them as this is the final home game of the summer. But we do hope to bring you the interview with manager Cooper Ferris, so we will be right back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Back here on the Wareham Wrap post-game show, I'm Mike Monaco with Austin Pollock to my right up here in the press box at Spillane Field, where Wareham just fell to Bourne. The Braves take this one 8-0. Bourne knocks out 14 hits rather, and Wareham comes away with 6. Austin, the offense wasn't there. Bourne's offense, meanwhile, got out rolling 5 runs after the first 2 innings.
Yeah, I mean, I really want to focus on the job done by Christian Coletti. I mean, he was great. We went into this game not knowing much about him, and look what he does. He comes out here and just shuts out these Gatemen bats. I mean, they were quiet. They couldn't do anything against him. And the same with the relief pitchers. I mean, you talk about Cody Livingston and Will Cox. They came in, and they were just as good. I mean, Wareham couldn't really get anything out of them. I mean, it was tough. I mean, just 6 hits. It was quiet.
Well, let's talk about Christian Coletti a little bit more because, like you said, we didn't know anything about him. This is his first appearance with Bourne. He just got into town. He didn't pitch that much. He had 9 starts at UConn, but just 1 year, a freshman, didn't face any of these Wareham hitters. He comes in 5 innings, 4 hits, no walks, no runs, 3 strikeouts for the left-hander. I mean, he just completely baffled Wareham hitters through those 5 innings.
It's really like it's like he says, hey, you don't know much about me. I don't know much about you. I haven't pitched in this league yet. I only threw what I threw at UConn. Let's see what you can hit. And they couldn't do anything with it. I mean, he was just fooling them all day, and got to give him a lot of credit. Wareham, it can't feel good to go out there not knowing anything about this pitcher and not able to really do anything.
Yeah, it was a tough go of it for the Gatemen bats. They did threaten a few times. Brett Pirtle was on third. Kyle Schwarber was on first in the 8th inning with just 1 out. But then Bradley Roney struck out looking, and Sean McMullen grounded out to shortstop to end the inning. That was really the best bid Wareham had to score some runs. Came up empty there. And then on the other side, the Bourne offense, man, they just came out rolling against left-handed starter Will Corson Carr. He walked the first batter he faced, then gave up a single, another walk, a single, a walk, a single. That was the way he started the ball game. The first 6 Bourne Braves reached to start the game. 4-run first inning for the Braves. They really never looked back.
No, they didn't. I mean, they just took off from there. You started out early, and you're absolutely right. They didn't look back, and they were really good today. It started with the hitting. You talk about Caputo, then Robbins, then Pentecost, then Freeman, then Gardner, then Laird. And it really was just it just took off, and there was really nowhere to go from there, especially for the Gatemen bats. But Bourne just came out hitting, and they entered the game primarily probably known for their pitching, but yeah, their hitting was just really was. I didn't think they'd score 8 runs, but I know they were capable of putting something up, just not 8 runs on 14 hits.
Well, then in the 2nd inning, Corson Carr comes back out on the hill, gets a fly out to start the inning for out number 1. Then Mason Robbins rips a double to deep center field. And that was it for Will Corson Carr. Kurt McCune came on, gave up a bloop single, so Robbins came home to score, but McCune settled down, got 2 outs. He then gave up, his really only blemish was in the 5th inning when he gave up 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 runner left on base. Other than that, Kurt McCune stepped in, gave this team a real good shot to keep it going if the bats could mount a comeback. He went 5 and 2 innings, and he was expecting maybe not even to pitch, maybe to just come in for a few innings, but was rushed into duty when Corson Carr faltered early.
Yeah, I mean, Corson Carr, he was not good. It's pretty obvious. We can face it right there. He wasn't his best. But then you talk about Kurt McCune. He really came in. He gave his team the best chance to win, trying to hold down as many of these Bourne bats as he could. And I'm sorry, but it's just starting to hit me now that this season is over as you see the players now taking photos with their host families. Kind of a sad day right now, Mike.
Well, they have one more game tomorrow.
That's true, but
we can't forget
game,
that. But right here at this field, and a lot of this organization is built on the home game. Not everyone travels to the away games, even when it's as close as Bourne. So yeah, it is sad. I mean, so let's reflect a little bit.
Yeah,
forget about the game for a little bit. Well, what are your big takeaways from the summer?
I mean, I think I was talking about maybe for us.
Whatever you want.
I think for us it was a good opportunity. I think I really was able to do what I've wanted to do just ever since I was 8 years old. Do it in really a professional environment, and couldn't have asked for a better broadcast partner.
And thanks, man. You too. It's really been a great summer, and maybe let's reflect a little bit for the parents and the friends and family listening at home. Give maybe them a taste of what life has been here on the Cape and what this organization is all about. What did you encounter with that? We both would say this is a top-notch organization.
Well, obviously we don't know the other 9 organizations in the league, but as far as I know, this is the best one in the league. Obviously, that I don't know what the other 9 are like, but I couldn't be more grateful for the way they kind of took us in just in that first home game. And as soon as we got here, I knew that this is going to be a fun summer. But it just blew by. I mean, 22 games, 23 when you include that pregame. The preseason game. It just kind of it flew by, really. I mean, it's fun getting here at around 4:30, going on the field, watching batting practice, and then you get to talk. You get to spend time talking with some of the people of this organization, whether it's Tom Gay, Sherry Gay, Dan Dias, Tom Crane, who works with security, Derek Drinkwater, all these guys, and Warren, especially Warren. It's a lot of fun just doing the prep, and you get to really experience this as if it's the professional environment and the professional world. And if we were doing this for a major league team, I mean, you get the same feel for it, and it made you feel good, and you're gonna miss it.
Yeah, and then that's just one aspect of the organization. Then you talk about the players, the coaches, and for the family and friends listening out there, I can't say enough about this group of guys. They were a hard-working bunch all summer. The times were tough. That's apparent in the record, and everyone recognizes that. But wow, what a good group of guys. They came out, they worked every day. They were in a good mood. They all got along well. You heard Tom Gay earlier in this game when we had him on. He said there were just no problems with these guys. I mean, they didn't cause any problems for the host families. They came to work every day. They were a fun bunch. You can't ask for anything more than that, and the parents have just done a great job.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about these players, it's such a great bunch. I mean, they've got 28 players. Some have left, some have stayed. Some temps we thought were gonna be gone. Some guys who are still here, who've stuck around. It's good to see them fight it. They set a good example, really, for everybody. Fight for the job that maybe you're not favorited to have, and it's something that I went into the season thinking is these players, we're not going to have a very good relationship with them. They spend all the time with the other players. They're really into them, and we're kind of just outliers, just kind of walking around and covering the team. But no, that wasn't the case. They really treated us like we were a member of the team ourselves, and especially some of the guys I'm looking at right now. It's a great group of guys, and I know that there's a good possibility that we made friendships along the way, and we'll be able to keep those as they enter the next steps of their careers and we enter the next step of ours.
Yeah, certainly it's been a great journey this summer. One more game tomorrow, just to remind you, so we don't lose you on that. And there is another game. Bourne will be hosting this time Wareham over at Doran Park, a short drive here from Spillane Field. Sunday game scheduled to get started at 6 o'clock. Austin and I will have the call beginning with the gateway to the game, the pregame show, starting at about 5:45. So be sure to join us there. But while we continue, just a few more moments to reflect. It doesn't look like we will have any guests on during this postgame show, everyone being tied up with the end of the summer festivities. But it's just really been a great summer, and yeah, the team continued to come out here and just grind day in and day out. And I think one of the big things I've noticed is that the team continued to get better even after they were mathematically out of the playoff picture. I mean, some of their best hitting has come in the past few weeks. They've had good starts recently. I mean, you think about Andro Chatura. He had his best start on Thursday when the team was long out of the playoff race. These guys continued to come and continued to improve even after the summer that was long gone from a wins and loss perspective.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about Kyle Schwarber, that's a guy I really think of. You think of a guy who is with Team USA. He was here last summer. He's with Team USA. He sees that this team is struggling with just I think it was 7 wins when he came in. He saw that they are probably just about to be mathematically eliminated, and he still comes. He doesn't give up. He loves the game so much, and he's really just took these guys. All these guys just took him in. Like, he's been with the team all summer, and I'm sure he's had a lot of fun, and you got to give him so much credit for what he's done this summer, just coming in here last minute, and we've had the chance to talk to him. Great guy.
Yeah, had a lot of respect for that decision by him to come here and honor his commitment to this team. And really, what can you say? It's a great group of guys. They tried to put it together. It wasn't all there on the field, as the record indicates, but they had a good summer. I think they would tell you that anyway.
Yeah, I think they would. I mean, they get to play their favorite. You get to play baseball. This is a thing they love, probably just as much as we love our jobs. But they gained a lot out of this. I truly think they probably gained more out of this than I did. Not to say that I didn't gain anything. I gained more this summer than I have in any other experience I've probably been a part of, whether that's at school or other internships. But they've built friendships, as have we. They got so much better working every day, and some of them come from winning teams. I mean, you talk about Brett Pirtle and Jonathan Oler coming from Mississippi State, and that team was in the finals of the College World Series. They could have won it all and been on top of the world. You talk about Kyle Schwarber and Will Corson-Carr. They were there as well. Kurt McCune, Chris Chenea, Sean McMullen. They were all there, and now they come here and they have a losing season. You learn that you're gonna lose games. You're gonna have losing seasons, and that's part of baseball, and that's something they had to learn, and it's good that they get it done now.
Yeah, great organization, and just a good example of that right now. Terry Thompson, the Wareham pitching coach, is tossing fly balls to one of the youngest bat boys this team has. He's just tossing him to little short pop-ups, and the youngster is fielding them and just tossing him back. It's just little things like that. It's just a good family atmosphere and a loving organization, really.
That's something that I was told before I agreed to come here for the summer. They said, this is a very close organization, a very close league. I mean, the managers know each other very well. The players play at school with players from the other team. And the people with the organization, you build great relationships and great friendships, and all of that. And then you talk about it's very classic baseball. No price for admission. It's nonprofit, and you really show that this team is built on family, and that's what I felt like we were a part of.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll just conclude this game, let you know how it went down. 8-0, Bourne defeated Wareham. The Braves with 5 runs in the first 2 innings. They added 3 more in the 5th. The Wareham bats couldn't get going. 6 hits, and they fell. Wareham falls to 9-33-1. Bourne improves to 21-21-1. The Gatemen will be looking to get back in the win column, get to double-digit wins on the summer when these two teams have a rematch tomorrow over at Doran Park. 6 o'clock start time. Join Austin and myself at 5:45 for the gateway to the game. We'll be looking forward to that as we conclude our summer. Thanks for joining us tonight. For Austin, for Hillary, for Warren, for all the video interns, I'm Mike saying thanks again, guys, and so long until tomorrow.